Hey all, J-Man here. I just want to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over, and that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hey guys, J-Man here. Welcome to Earth's Mightiest Mondays. Today, instead of talking about comics, we're going to be talking about movies. So we're going to talk about the Iron Man trilogy. How's it going with that trilogy? Have you revisited it? Have you watched it again? What are your thoughts now? I'm going to talk about my thoughts at the time. I'm going to talk about my thoughts now. Some of the movies I've changed a little bit on my opinion, so that's going to be pretty interesting. So let's quickly just do a couple of show notes, and then we're going to get going. Got a couple of new, someone who's always on Earth's Mightiest Mondays, and we got a new person who hasn't been on for a while, and a few other people might pop in. So we're gonna have fun. All right. Next Monday, though, we are back with episode 15 of the Avengers. We're going to be covering the first appearance of Vision, man. This is awesome. So you got annual number 2 and then Avengers 55, 56, 57. Behold the Vision. So Vision is awesome. One of my favorite characters. I have the reprint of that comic when it first came out in that glass case way back over there next to my Hawkeye, first appearance of Hawkeye, which is like way back there too. So that's going to be fun. Tuesday, tomorrow, I'm going to be on Wrestling with Horror, and we're going to be talking about Terror Train, which is the Jamie Lee Curtis slasher movie. David Copperfield, the magician David Copperfield, is in that movie. It's basically like a reel of his stuff. I didn't realize he was in it that much. But anyway, so that's going to be tomorrow. Wednesday, I'm going to be on the Action Elite, and we're going to be talking about Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins, one of my favorites. Fred Ward and Catherine Janeway, Kate Mulgrew is in that movie. And it's based on the Destroyer novels. I actually have some of the Destroyer novels, and I've read the first 3 Destroyer novels. They're awesome. So Remo Williams was a great movie. It never got a sequel. Did get a TV pilot, which sucked, but it didn't get a movie, or didn't get a sequel, which totally sucks. But we're going to talk about it on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm taking a night off because too much streaming. Friday, we're back with Star Wars episode number 3, covering the next 3 newspaper strips. Boba Fett, oh my God, is appearing on Friday in the newspaper strips. Wow, that's crazy. And the 3rd newspaper strip is it's one of the ones where it's like it's dailies, and then it goes into a Sunday, and then it goes into a daily again. So it'll be black and white and color. It's a bit of a weird one. So these are all the reprints that Dark Horse did, which then later Marvel just, purchased back. So there you go. Let's shout out the members. I know that my good friend RR gifted like 15 memberships last stream, which was crazy. So if you were gifted a membership last stream, I will get your name on here. I just want to wait for the rotation to go through once so that I can then I'll do it, because if I keep changing it every time, people come and go all the time. So it's a lot of work for me to redo the graphic every time. So just bear with me. But I will shout out the members that I have currently, and that's Dan, Sean, Stephen, Brennan, Mark D, RR, Philip Story, Digger Jim, Quagnar, and Just Joe. Thank you guys so much. And of course, we always pay a tribute to Clobberin Times, Mike Alonzo. Wow, it's been almost a year since he's passed away. This is insane. I think it was June. I don't remember the exact date. June. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But we miss him, and definitely he would have been here with us to talk Iron Man for sure. So if you want, you can put a CT to honor Clobberin Times. Okay, let's bring in a couple of panelists who have been waiting backstage. What do we got? You know what? I'm gonna give everybody the fancy pants intro. How's that?
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey, classic.
Hello.
All right, so let's bring in Steve from Comics Asylum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey,
What's up?
what's a good? I like that. That looks good. All right, so we got a bunch of people here. So, guys, Sean is not here today. Sean and I had a big fight. No, I'm just joking. Sean is at the premiere of Ballerina. I didn't know Sean even liked the ballet, so I'm not sure why he is going to see a ballerina, but it's the John Wick Ballerina, so he's going to see that tonight at the premiere with my friend Owen from Action Elite. So we'll get a report back from Sean if that movie's any good. Hopefully it is good, because I like all 4 John Wick movies, and I like Anna de Armas. I think she was the only good thing, and some of the action. She was the only good thing in the fake James Bond movie where the character that they call James Bond gets killed at the end. But that was yeah. I've got it on 4K. I know what it is, but it's the fake James Bond movie. It's the Last Jedi of the James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Actually, it's The Force Awakens, because that's the first time a character died like an idiot.
Yeah.
Actually, Han Solo died. Wow, it's only been 7 minutes since Star Wars came up. Actually, Han Solo died worse than Luke Skywalker did, because even my wife was like, "Why is he standing there?" I'm like, "Yeah, what is going on? This guy's toast," and he just gets killed. Like, what an idiot! Is Han Solo the dumbest person in the entire universe? You're standing there on the edge here, like you may as well say, "Come on, buddy, stab me." That
might have been Harrison Ford and not Han Solo.
It is Harry. Yeah. Harrison. I know Harrison Ford wanted to die. Guess what? You don't do it. It's like, you sign a contract, right? So we're doing what we want. Like, that's the end of it. Don't listen to these dumb actors. FK was here with a super chat, $3. Thank you so much, buddy. I'll give you my, where's my, I was trying to get some new stuff for you guys. I'll give you the generic thank you, obviously. But so thank you for that. How about I got Stephanie Vaquer and Julia from wrestling. So they're I'm trying to get some of the new wrestlers. They're rotating these women out too fast. I can't. Oh, and how about this? Okay, this is awesome. Oh man, remember when you'd see that at the end of a cartoon or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are so good.
It's been
Joe
a minute.
Dog is here. Yeah. Joe Dog is here. Fun fact, Superman should not be dark and grim. I agree. Batman is dark and full-fledged. To be a fan of Superman, you have to love America. Well, I'm Steve's Canadian, right?
Yep.
And we both love Superman. Superman's my total favorite. So it never bothered me as a kid where they said truth, justice, and the American way. I never really, did it bother you or no?
Well, isn't Metropolis in America?
Yeah.
So then it makes sense.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes sense anyways.
Yeah.
Superman talks to little kids. Sure, he does. Why not? Yeah. So no, I don't get into politics, but yeah, this is American people that you're talking about. We have we have a few different people that we can choose from. Iron Man, Star Wars Purists is here. Oh, dude, I got to put Purists link in the chat. Hold on a second. You're going live tonight, right, buddy? I should be able to catch some of you live tonight. I should be able to catch it. So his link is in the chat. John Byrne, Iron Man is great. I'm reading Iron Man from Tales 39. So I'm on, what am I on? 57 or something? You'll try to be on Friday. Yes. Come on Friday. Skeptic, buddy. What's going on, dude? Has been Central. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining us. I don't remember. Have you been on here before? I think you're new. June 12th. Yes, that's when Clobby WoW Classic. It's been 1 year.
Oh, wow. Already?
That seems so. Steve, our friend Clobberin Times did all of our streams with us together. His channel was like the best channel ever. He was like the super nicest guy, and the knowledge that he had for comics, it's bloody impossible. I can't remember anything. I just read Iron Man, whatever. As soon as I post a video, it's immediately gone from existence in my brain. Like he remember, he's like, oh yeah, this character and that character and this artist and that writer and this, like, dude, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So CT, it's been over. I watched video director. Yeah. So it's been there. Just Joe, how's it going, dude? Need to pay for. I need to play that clip for myself. Which clip? The man, Mr. Fancy Pants? No, I don't need to play that. I got my Extraction 2 is better than John Wick 3 and 4. I have not seen any of those Extraction movies, but I want to watch them. Drop Steve's link. It is. So I've been dropping their links. So Comics Asylum, the links in the chat right now. So is Classic Comics. So make sure you're subscribed to both these guys. Archibald, what's going on, dude? Couple problems with the I Am Trilogy. Okay, so no rocket power roller skates. I know, where's the roller skates? With the nose drama, yes. So where Stanley allegedly it said, "Where's his nose?" And then they all lost their minds and drew him with the nose. And everyone thought this is the dumbest crap we've ever seen. And then they got rid of the nose. And Stanley's like, I never told you to put a nose on him. Fancy pants for you. You're the fancy pants. Okay. There's Purist's channel. Where was here's the Comics Asylum is right there. It's easy. Comics with an X. Classic Comics. There you go. The links are there, so make sure you guys are subbed. Where are we at here? I kind of lost my spot. So, yeah, I can't do math. Central Time, sure, whatever YouTube says it is, I believe them. Bryan Singer starred that Garbage Superman Returns. Yes, that was a garbage movie. Does he still stand for truth, justice? Yes, he does. He does stand for that. And R.I.P. I do miss him as well. And good evening. Hello, crazy, amazing J-Man. This is my mirror universe version of me. And welcome to Che. You want a Che? Where's the Che? He's here somewhere. I've added many, so now I can't find him. No, did I get rid of him? No, he's here. And I am Iron Man. Yes, lies, injustice, and the treacherous way. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, there you go. All right. So we're gonna have some more people joining us whenever they feel like it. So that's how loose it is around here. It's like you just kind of come in whenever. Iron Man. Wow, that was the very first MCU. That was the start. Did we all see it in the theater? The three of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming we all saw it. Well, I mean, okay. So I saw it in the theater. I thought this was awesome. And then I left the theater and then I went home and Toys R Us was across the street from me. We went to Toys R Us and I bought every toy there was. And whatever toys, I had every Iron Man toy. I had the big one. I had all the Legends or whatever. Marvel Legends. I had the Mark 1, the Mark whatever. I don't know the Mark numbers. We bought them all. And the little ones, I bought all the little toys. And they had Crimson Dynamo, and they had the Guardian, and they had, who else did they have? They had all these. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so awesome. Like all these characters are going to appear. So I bought everything, and I thought the movie was so awesome. So there you go. I loved it. I wanted more Iron Man. So that's just the initial impression. I don't think I had a channel. Did I have a channel? I may have had a YouTube channel, but I didn't. No, I think I did have a YouTube channel, but I don't know if I reviewed it. But I love the movie. I was using my space system to review back then, but I didn't review movies on my channel using my space system. I just did it myself and then gave a rating. So, if I gave it like, I'll give this a 9 out of 10. And I just knew how I got to the 9 out of 10. I never explained it in a video until way later when I start to say, here's how I get my score. But I loved it. So that's the short answer for that. Saw it in the theater with Sean and Steven and all the boys. We all walked out saying, yeah, this is bloody awesome. We understood at that time that Iron Man was one of the few characters they had left. It's just coincidentally that Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man had not been sold off to Fox. It's just weird to think that, Fox thought obviously X-Men and Spider-Man are the two big money makers. We know that. But literally Punisher, Ghost Rider, who else? Fantastic Four. Like they thought all these properties, Hulk was better than Captain America or Iron Man, right? Like Iron Man was like a subpar character, right?
At the time, though, those characters weren't selling.
No,
they weren't selling well, and it was X-Men and Spider-Man, Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Those characters, but the kind of mainstream characters, Iron Man, Cap, Thor, and honestly, even Hulk too, really weren't selling.
No.
Nobody wanted them.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Marvel, they really didn't have much choice. I guess they thought Captain America would be too. They didn't want to do a Boy Scout character, so they're just like, let's just make Iron Man. He's relatable because you can. I mean, the I can be Batman or I can be Iron Man. It's like I can't be Iron Man unless I have trillions of dollars and a super awesome brain that can make all this crap. But he's like James Bond and Q if it was the same guy or whatever, right? So it kind of it's all of the qualities of James Bond, but you've got Q's mind and resources or whatever. So it was a kind of a relatable that way. So classic. So what did you think when you first saw it, if you can remember back?
Well, yeah, I loved it when I saw it. I thought it did a great job of embracing the kind of the source material, but at the same time updating it.
Right.
Changing the venue from like Vietnam to Afghanistan, I thought was good. And as I thought the movie did a good job. I think I've talked about this before of kind of sort of appealing to people who are, sort of to conservatives who are patriotic and that sort of thing, but at the same time also appealing to people who are more skeptical about, say, capitalism and about warfare and weapon manufacturers and stuff like that. I thought it did a good job of doing both of those things in a way that was smart and wasn't condescending or off-putting to either side. And I think that's one of the reasons it did really well. And one thing I did, is that Tony, in the comics, because it was one of those movies, and most of the Marvel films kind of did this, is it was kind of a combination of the original Marvel character from the Silver Age and sort of the ultimate version that was updated.
Right.
Because originally Tony, the traditional Iron Man, wasn't this kind of joke machine giving everybody nicknames and making comments, snarky comments like that. The ultimate Iron Man was kind of more like that, but RDJ, who was just a brilliant casting choice, made it work
for sure. He does make that work. When I first saw, before Steve, I just want to mention, but so people know, I did not read very many Iron Man comics. Iron Man is my second favorite looking character. Spider-Man's number one. No, Spider-Man's just like one of the best designed characters, like period. But Iron Man would be number two, even though I'm not going by, I like Iron Man more than Superman. Superman's my favorite character of anything. And I like Batman second. But Batman also would be in the top 5 most best designed characters, where just like almost any iteration of Batman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, no matter what it is, they kind of look cool anyways. Like even if it's like original Spider-Man, this Iron Man that's in the middle kind of my screen is the best. But like any version of Iron Man looks pretty good. So I always thought he looked cool. As a kid, I drew him a lot. I saw some of the cartoon. I didn't really read the comics. So when I saw Iron Man 1, I had no reference at any kind. And I didn't like the Ultimates. I just couldn't get into any of those comics. I don't care what they were. I just couldn't read them. So I was like, okay, this is just an awesome movie with a character who's really cool. I like this guy. He can lead a series. Let's see what happens. So I was pumped up that way. And I bought shirts. Like I had 3 Iron Man shirts or 4 Iron Man shirts. I got the Iron Man wallet. Like I Iron Man'd out. Like I just got every damn Iron, because he looked, actually right now in MCU, he still looks the best. He's the best looking of any of the guys. Like that first movie was like, shit, it's Iron Man. Like that's the real life Iron Man walking around. It wasn't movie Iron Man, or, they do, like, it's like movie Thor doesn't have his helmet, because Chris Hemsworth needs to show off his face or whatever. It's like movie Spider-Man had silver webbing, like thread instead of black thread. You're like, oh, that's just weird. So it's always these movie versions to try to, but Iron Man just kind of worked it. Like he looked like the comics. So it was pretty awesome. So I just looked at it like that and thought, this is really good. So Steve, did you read many Iron Man comics, and what did you think at the time? And what did you think of the movie when you first saw it?
I read a lot of my cousins. My cousin Peter was a huge Iron Man fan, so I would always read his books. And then he and his brother Spencer like Thor, and they also bought Avengers. So I got all of my Iron Man lore in the late 70s through them. And I liked the character. I loved John Romita Jr. and Bob Layton. And I actually had a chance to talk to Bob Layton recently, and it was great. It was a great.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was a great conversation. And the one thing that I think about the movie, oh, thank you for the sub.
Yeah.
The one thing about the movie, and Classic, you're exactly right, J-Man, as well on this. They looked into the casting for Tony Stark with RDJ, because basically when you think of like Demon in a Bottle and all that kind of stuff, RDJ lived that. If you're a kid of the 80s, right, you know his struggles with addiction. And so, and he had already kind of like pulled himself out of it at that point when Iron Man came out, because I think Iron Man was like 2008, 2009, around that time.
2008, I think. Or
yeah,
the Iron Man 1. Yeah, I think it's 2008. Yep.
And they also got lucky because the technology allowed them to do the armor justice. Because I think a lot of things with Marvel, where Marvel and it kind of separates from DC, even though DC's characters are like basically a pantheon of gods, their designs allow them to at least look like how they look in the books. And Marvel's characters are so fantastical when it comes to designs, a lot of Kirby-inspired stuff, that it's harder to translate on screen. And sometimes you run into, let's just say, trouble going away from the source material. They're kind of doing it now, more so with the later phases in the MCU. But like when you look at stuff in the like the 90s, like the original Captain America movie was kind of bad in the early 90s. With the rubber.
Even though I still love it and have it on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, and the Italian Red Skull. You're right.
Yeah, he's Italian. I mean,
right?
Sure,
yeah.
I guess he looked awesome when he was the Red Skull guy. Okay, the first 10 minutes or whatever it is, up until where he gets literally strapped to the rocket, which is in the comics.
Yes.
But like, I was like, this is awesome. Like, it's like, oh shit, and then it's like, whoosh, like nothing happens. You're like, what? Nothing happens.
The rug gets pulled out from underneath you as a viewer, right? And as a fan. But the original Iron Man, I loved it. I just thought the casting was on point. The story was great. I agree that changing it from Vietnam was a genius move, and it did balance, both sides of the aisle politically, and I think it served both sides quite well. And I think it's probably still, for me at least, in the top 5 of all of the MCU movies, without a doubt.
Yeah, I have to see. I don't think I never really, Clobby did this. I never really like, it would be top 10, I would think, for me. For me, I like the 2 Caps and then all the Avengers movies. So what would that be? 1, 2, let's say all 4. So 4, 5, 6. I really like the Doctor Strange movie. So yeah, it would be top 10. It would be probably like 8th, 9th, or 10th or something like that. But yeah, it's still in the top, But I mean, there's at least 15 movies you can immediately disregard, and like literally easy. Like, they can all go into the garbage or whatever. Hey, Skeptic. Let me give you an intro. Hold on, let me give you an intro. You'll like this one. Hold on. Hold on. You'll like this one. Hold on a second.
But guess who shows up for no reason at all?
Hey,
hey, Steve. Hey, Classic.
Hey,
all right, 1 second.
Hey, how you doing?
So I want Steve to continue, because you're onto something there. Yeah. So continue.
Me?
Oh, sorry. Let me get the super chat. RR, buddy. I didn't know you. I thought you couldn't make it tonight, man. $10. Wow, thanks. Wish you could join live. Iron Man 1 is peak. MCU 2 and 3 are poop. They're better than Born Again. They're better than Daredevil Born Again. At least he's Iron Man in it. At least there's a scene where like, hey, look, Iron Man is in his own show. 2 is just disappointing, but 3 is awful. I just rewatched 3 2 more times this week to get a very good, because I hadn't seen it since the theater. Decent action scenes. Civil War and Infinity War Game redeemed Tony as a character. Okay, so let me give you a couple of. My mouse is getting all weird. Where's my thing here? Oh, your thing is too big. The thank you, it's going to cover the other thing. So I'll give you. How about Wonder Woman? How about Sybil Danning? You can't go wrong with Sybil. You can't go wrong with her. And what else? Who else is due? I've got career opportunities. That's all right. So there you go. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, Mark, how's it going, Joe? Mark, I threw you a link if you want to come on in. All right, the cream rise. Okay, so Steve, sorry, continue.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty much done. I just
okay, you're done.
ended off with it being for me a top 5.
Okay. Mohammed is here. How's it going, Mohammed? You're reading Amazing Spider-Man issues 40, Fantastic Four 73, and Strange Tales 139. Wow, Uncanny X-Men 148. Wow, you're getting Jack Kirby Fourth World. Oh yeah, that's awesome. The omnibus, that's a for sure 100% much buy. If you don't have the omnibus and you can't afford it or don't want to get it, there's this. If I could only think of a channel on YouTube that covered all of the Fourth World stuff, all of it. Oh God, what channel could that be? Well, that's my channel.
Man, it was feasible getting omnibuses like 10 years ago, but the prices now, especially the out of print ones, it's just too much.
They're pretty expensive. I know. Sean bought me the Robin Bronze Age.
Oh yeah.
So Batman and Robin. And everyone knows that Dick Grayson Robin's one of the greatest things ever created on the history of in planet Earth. So everybody knows that. So of course it's a very coveted thing. I love it. I wish I could get the Star Spangled. I wish they do the Star Spangled comics, Robin Adventures, where he does like. I really like Superboy and like even Star Spangled Kid is good, but I like those simple comics where it's like simple things like, oh no, this boy stole this kid's bike or something, and then Robin goes and gets it back, but there's like this international gang of thieves or something. It's like, why do they need this bike? I don't know, but Robin beats them, and I love it. It just makes me feel very comfortable. Like I feel like it's like
the smaller stories.
They're just nice.
Yeah.
It's just you just feel nice. Mary Marvel's great too. Did I make? Oh, Joe. What Joe? I say? I hate to kill. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get to that. Simonson 4. Yep, that's a big one. FK, how's it going, dude? Is this the new Doctor Who? No, I already posted that trash review and obliterated it. I already obliterated Doctor Who. Thank you very much. I can. I can't wait to obliterate the next season 5 years from now when they finally get around to doing the next season.
Oh my God, they're your best videos. The other day, with a friend of mine, I just binge watched all your Acolyte videos again. It was great.
I gave that a fair.
Oh, you were
shot.
fair. Yeah.
I was super fair.
Oh yeah.
I think I gave the first episode like a 3 or 4 out of 10. That's the nicest. That's like the nice. I'm the nicest guy on YouTube.
It's
People are saying I'm getting.
You're optimistic at the beginning, and then you're just slowly just losing it throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, because it just got. I thought, oh, this might lead to something. No, oh, this might get interesting. No, oh, this might make sense later. No, oh, this. It's like it's. I thought it was a TV show. I didn't realize it wasn't a TV show. Like TV shows usually progress, and then something happens, and then you watch more, and the characters get better. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know it wasn't a TV show. It's just things on the screen.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right, Silver Centurion is my favorite.
Me too.
But sure. I can't help but say that obviously this middle picture, which you can't see, but you know what it is. That's the real Iron Man costume. I like the Silver Centurion one as a for fun side costume that he has sometimes. That's kind of neat.
Well, it was the main costume for like years in the 80s, right? Like
this middle one that like
most of my Iron Man comics from the 80s have Silver Centurion.
Yeah, this one I don't know. It's all reversed, but the one that you can kind of see clearly, that's the first yellow and red version there. So anyway, so Skeptic, did you see Iron Man 1 in the theater or no?
Yes, okay. I did. I saw it day one.
Did you like it when you saw it?
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it as a kid. Like I was like 8 years old.
Oh wow, that must have been super exciting.
Yeah, 9 years old actually. Yeah, it was awesome. I loved the movie, and I had the video game growing up, and I liked the video game quite a bit. It introduced me to like Crimson Dynamo and what's the other one?
There's so many characters. He has like Mandarin
or whatever.
Titanium Man. You have to figure that character too.
I want those guys in the freaking movies, but he's freaking dead, so that's not going to happen anytime soon.
All right, so everyone pretty much liked Iron Man 1 from the beginning. Now, just to stick with Iron Man 1 for a second, we've all seen it since the theater, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, a million times.
So do we all agree? Like, can we just skip this? Whirlwind is cool too. Yeah. Can we? Do we need to talk about? Has our opinion changed? Like, is it Steve is saying it's top 5. I'm saying it's top 10. Is it top 10 for everybody of Marvel, or do we need to discuss?
It
Probably
is
top 5. Yeah, for me.
Top 5 classic.
probably top 5. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put the 2 icons below so that I can kind of makes it visually. My OCD was killing me there. I'm like, it's 10 out of 10. Pierce is giving me a 10 out of 10. Yeah. So my official review is coming soon of Iron Man. It's not going to be a 10 out of 10 based on my space system. But my space system doesn't exactly always give the desired outcome you want, because so I've seen it many times since. I feel that it's too long of building the next costume. I wanted it to get to more Iron Man action quicker. So I can assume only the budget was a factor and they can only have X number of scenes.
Yeah.
And I felt that Ironmonger, like, I thought he was awesome, but not used enough because it's the first movie. So on the space system, that can't be a 10, right? Because if I'm saying the villain could have been better developed and there needs to be more Iron Man action, that can't get a 10, right? So you'll see what it gets when it posts. But it would have been, and here's another thing that irked me. So I didn't read the comics. Now I've read them and I've watched the movies again after reading at least up to issue 57 of Tales of Suspense. And I'm like, why couldn't they make the second one gold? Because he was that silver one, right? That big clunky Mark I. And then in the comics, he was the same thing, but just painted gold. And then he was the red and the gold. So why couldn't they just instead of having it silver, just make it gold, and then he would just add red to it? That's just like a small nerd. It doesn't matter, right? You use the purest system. Yeah. That is the purest system. You're right. So it's just like, now I'm like, it's just comic book nerdisms that I feel like I'm okay nitpicking. It's like when we love something. Look, I love Star Trek, all the real Star Treks before JJ took over, and everything after that's garbage. But the real Star Trek, I love the real Star Wars, right? I love all the real things. So I don't mind nitpicking things that I love. Like, I love this movie, so I can be like, oh, I wish he could do this, because that's just how even Batman 89, I'm like, why does Joker the killer of the, like, I didn't like that. I don't like, even as a little kid, it's like, wait, he didn't kill his parents, did he? Like, that's weird, right? So I love Batman 89. I watched it 3 times in the theater, and then my mom's like, okay, I'm not taking you anymore. Like, this is stupid. You're seeing the same movie. And then it was like, it got on VHS, and I watched it on VHS tape like 22 times. I counted it, and I memorized the movie. Once I had the movie completely memorized, I then said, okay, I think I've seen this enough. So I love the movie, but I don't like Joker being this weird gangster guy. I don't like him. I don't even like him dying at the end. I don't like that he killed the parents. So there's a lot of things, but I love that movie. So same with this. I can nitpick it a bit. So those are my nitpicks. I want more Iron Man action. And I want Ironmonger to be a little bit better developed. Yeah. So those are my nitpicky negatives. But Steve, do you have any negatives, or it's just like, I mean, you could still say it's 10 out of 10, like, but with negatives.
Nothing's perfect.
Right.
But after, like, I'm a Spider-Man stan, and after like Raimi's first and third one, and then how Ang Lee's Hulk was, and because I love the Hulk as well too, Iron Man was a breath of fresh air, especially not getting any of the X-Men uniforms, like costumes in the
X-Men movie suck.
Right. So seeing an Iron Man, and I think it was it Winston that did the VFX for the armor? Oh,
I don't know. It may have been.
Did Stan Winston do it?
Wow, that's crazy.
So. Looking that up.
Look it up.
I'm not sure. My old brain might be wrong on that, but it's funny because I think I like the look of that suit on film in that movie better than in the later films where it's clearly CGI and they're just wearing the suit, whatever the nano
the dots or whatever.
Yeah, the ping pong balls.
And the helmet just morphs on and off of their head instead of
I hate that.
helmet on his head.
Yeah. So, like, I actually liked the original suit, like that he busts out of the cave in. Like, I liked that.
Awesome.
How rudimentary it looked, and it was kind of like a great throwback to the OG one from the comics. I agree with you. I do miss the all gold one.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that they didn't do anything with the what is it, the Gil Kane era where the horns came up.
Yes, so that's
You've got it on the left, or I guess.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
that. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And no nose, thank God.
Yeah, no nose.
Oh God, yeah. No, I mean the
So,
horns are nice, but I feel like it would have looked a little silly in live action, especially at first.
Yeah, agreed.
It makes him meaner. See, there's a lot of the problem is in live action, you can't draw that mask. Like there's a comic book, Spider-Man's eyes, they can move. So you could do things in comic books that you can't really do in live action without it being weird. So Iron Man, they've got to I think they nailed the face. I think I'd give the face 10 out of 10, like in that movie for sure. Like it's almost everything. It's like the perfect version of every iteration. I don't know. Whoever decided if it is Stan Winston,
it is.
Whatever.
I looked it up.
It is.
Yeah,
Wow. This guy's.
Yeah, it was his last work.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
this guy's a genius.
Not during it.
Passed in. Oh wait, yeah.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's the perfect face. And then I don't like this. It's like what it's just so lazy. It's like I hate even Ant-Man's. I was like where is that? Where is that in you?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Even Iron Man 3 still. I do. We'll get to the others, but I like the way that it comes on. Like it's like they're putting shit on him. Like and it leads to like. Look, when Rambo gets pumped, or actually Commando had the best gearing up. It's like you're like, I'm like, no, Schwarzenegger's the only person who could hold all those items. But I like where Iron Man's like it all comes on him. It just seems like exciting. When He-Man says I have the power, you're like, oh fuck, he's gonna turn into He-Man. Right? It's like everything comes on. You're like, oh, it's like it's like it's so cool. And even my wife's like, that was cool. Like, yeah, it's like that was awesome. Like, there's nobody. First of all, everyone likes robots and iron and suits and like cool tech. It's guaranteed. It's like a guaranteed awesome thing because not everyone likes fantasy. My cousin, she likes Iron Man, not Thor. Like, I don't care about magic and these creatures. She doesn't like those. She likes Batman, Iron Man. She likes those characters, right? Not so much Superman. Or like Shazam or something, or even Wonder Woman. Any of those, she's not as. She likes more of the realistic characters. So, all right.
Yeah, the Mark 1 is just. Oh, I love the Mark 1 design in the movie.
Yeah, like
so,
that was awesome.
Yeah, like I think any average person could like that scene of him escaping.
Oh, the intro to the first movie is bloody awesome.
It's just like the comics, but obviously not Vietnam and stuff. But
yeah, nobody thought that. Here's another thing. I'll say this, and then Steve, do you have any other points on this topic? Or
you know what? When you said about a nitpick,
go for it.
Was that the arc reactor on the Mark 1 was a triangle and not a circle? That's my only nitpick.
I know. Okay, there's going to be a big triangle. I like the triangle.
I would like it for the later armor. Okay. For that initial armor, I wanted it to be a circle.
Okay. No, I agree with you on that. Then.
Well, I mean, the first appearance was a circle, so it makes sense.
Yeah. No, that.
But it looks the triangle did look really good in Avengers. They should have kept it around.
I like the triangle. Yeah, I like the triangle. But no, I put a poll up: triangle or circle. The poll right now is thoughts on Iron Man, and I didn't bother. I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna say part 1 is the best, so I didn't even bother putting a poll. but I said thoughts on Iron Man. So 2 and 3 are both really good. 2 and 3 both suck. 2 is okay, but 3 is trash. 3 is okay, but 2 is trash, and someone did vote for that. So we'll go from there. Okay, so classic. In your thoughts after the fact, now having seen it a few times, do you still think it's one of the best, or do you have any nitpicks?
I mean, as far as nitpicks, I don't really have a lot. I mean, there is a part of me that would like it to look more like the armor from the comic, and kind of be more like, where it's more soft until he puts it on, and then, when he pulls it out of his briefcase and all that stuff. But, I mean, I understand why they decided not to go that route. I do think the way they do it in the movie is totally, really cool. I mean, I thought for years Iron Man was like a slam dunk. I was like, that would be great as a movie if you did it right. Of course, I thought that about Green Lantern too. So what do I know?
Right. Yeah. And I didn't hate that Green Lantern.
No,
So here's Green Lantern's another one. He's so Green Lantern. I can tell you the exact number. Now I've read about 30 issues of Green Lantern, and 24 of those 30 were Grant Morrison season 1 and season 2. I don't know why it was called that. It's just weird. That's it. And then I went back. It's Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams that I read the first like 6 or so. I didn't like those. I know I'm in the super minority. I didn't like them at all. I don't like people saying Green Lantern is an idiot and doesn't do anything. I hated all that. I'm like, he saved the world 1,000 times, and like Green Arrow just makes fun of him. And I'm like, what is this? This sucks. Like, I know it dealt with important issues, and that's fine. But for me, I'm like, I don't care about these. Well, I don't care about these important issues in Green Lantern. I want to see Green Lantern fight villains. I don't want to see him tackle important issues of the day. It's like, I'm like, you can tackle them by still fighting, like just like Star Trek. You can tackle it by fighting a cool alien. Comic. It's still a comic book. Like I read about 6, 7, 8, or 9 of those. Like I read a bunch. I didn't just read a couple. Like I read a lot. I'm like, I think he was like on trial or something. I'm like, why is Green Lantern on trial? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So when I saw that movie, I never read any of the comics. I thought, oh, this is really cool. He's going around shooting shit. Like, oh, that Parallax guy looks pretty neat. And everyone's like, no, that movie's trash. Oh, yeah. Like, I didn't get the memo on that one. I missed it.
I highly recommend reading the Jeff Johns series from the 2000s. The first 3 years, maybe 4 years of that is just fantastic.
It was awesome. Okay. So what is that? Volume 15 or whatever?
What would it be? It'd probably be volume 1, 2, 3, probably about volume 4 or 5.
Okay. Jeff Johns, Green Lantern. Yep, here we go. I found it. Okay, I know the one you're talking about. I think I may have already borrowed that from the library. So
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that was your nitpicks. Skeptic, do you have any nitpicks or like having rewatched Iron Man Part 1?
I don't know. I mean, obviously the third act was rushed as all heck, but like, I mean, it's a miracle the movie even turned out the way it did, considering like if you like read up on like the production of that movie, it was absolute hell. And like during the filming, they didn't even know what the third act was going to be. Like they had the Mandarin as the villain for the movie, but wow. Yeah, and Jeff Bridges. That's his name. That was the guy, right? I'm just making sure.
The dude. The dude was the villain in there.
He was all set up for the Ironmonger being the villain in the third one, and he was just going to be slowly set up from there. But they just changed it up, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're going to be the villain in this one." He's like, "Oh, all right, whatever." So in a way, they kind of wasted that, but at the same time, it was fine. Still, it's just, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's probably better to build up the Mandarin for the third one, not the way they did it, but yeah.
Yep. Well, so Marvel ran. So I've been reading all these old comics. You see them on my channel, videos, whatever, and like the formula of Marvel is perfect, and they worked this formula forever, which is you pick any guy you want. It's like Daredevil, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Cap, whoever. They fight a guy, whatever it is. They're doing some shit. Got villain attacks. They beat him up. The guy's beat up. Hey, Brandon, how's it going, dude? We all agree 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 is the best, just to troll you now. And there's gonna be some shockers tonight. I have changed a few of my opinions or whatever. But anyways. They're not that shocking. That's a lie. It's not that exciting. And so it's like Tony's building some kind of new crap, whatever. It's literally every issue now, building some new thing, missile, whatever. Villain attacks, hero gets beat up, then hero has to regroup, do a thing, whatever it is, make a new armor, fix his web shooters, whatever. Then he wins at the end. And then next issue, you got a new villain. And then in between that, the drama is with the character. So if you like a teenager or an adolescent, having trouble with girls and going to school, you go with Spider-Man. If you want to see this big weapons guy and, dating the glamorous girls, you can go Iron Man. If you want to see like this this soldier trying to make it in today's world. Can you read Cap? That's the formula. That's what the movie should be.
Yeah.
All these the first movie can be 2 hours, maybe a little more because it's the origin. Every movie after that should be one new villain. You don't need more than 100 minutes. Like Whiplash is the part 2 villain. Okay, we want Whiplash. That's it. Have Whiplash, not Justin Hammer and all these other guys. Just Whiplash. Okay, Iron Man 2. The beginning's like bloody perfect. You see the guy, the villain, he's building up the shit. Like, oh god, here we go. It's gonna be good. And then he comes in. He's got the briefcase. That's right out of the comics, right? He's got the silver, pretty neat. So I like that the travel suit is the silver one. Good idea, right? Whiplash comes in, makes Tony out to be like a super loser, beats the shit out of him. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's Black Widow, who did appear first in Tales of Suspense with Iron Man, which I now know. That is cool. But you're like, okay, all of a sudden there's a million storylines going on in part 2. You're like, wait, what is the, like, if I say quick, what's the story of part 2? Yeah. Nobody knows it. And I've seen that movie about 4 or 5 times. And I'm like, what's the story? I don't know what the story is. Let me explain. Whoa, why is this taking so long to explain? It should be like two lines, right? Like 2 sentences. Anyway, but that's what Marvel needs to do. Make the movies 100 minutes. The budgets get cut in half. Why are they all 2.5 hours? Cut them in half. One villain. And make that year the year of that villain. So if you're doing Spider-Man and you want to put Scorpion, who looked like it was going to be Scorpion based on what they showed in the other movie, and I like that actor a lot. He was from Better Call Saul and whatever. Yes. I thought that guy was
Mando.
Yeah, that guy was fire, right? Like he's awesome. So it's like, oh, this guy's going to be badass. And I was like, can you imagine Scorpion, right? It's like, okay, just have Scorpion. That's it. Why do you need a million other? Jameson gets Scorpion to show up Spider-Man. Scorpion gets, trapped or whatever. If you go in with this trapped in the suit, he's trapped in the suit. He's pissed off, wants to kill Jameson. Spider-Man has to be like, oh, I got to save the guy that's been shit talking me, but he saves him at the end. You have some shenanigans with the girl. That's it. Why are these movies 3 hours and $200 million? Then they have to make $800 million for them to be profitable. It's like, guys, if you just made them 90 minutes, you just need 3 action scenes. The first scene, Iron Man or Spider-Man or Cap or Thor is saving some people from something. A short James Bond style 10-minute intro. Human parts, girlfriend troubles, and problems with your company, whatever the character is. Introduce the bad guy in that section. Bad guy's introduced, origin, whatever. He comes and beats the shit out of Iron Man. Big, huge battle. So middle, big, huge battle scene. Iron Man or Cap or Spidey or whatever. Regroup, figure shit out. Some more human drama. Big battle at the end. I won. That's the end of the movie. You could watch the movie a bunch of times in the theater. And that entire year, you pump that villain up. McDonald's Scorpion Happy Meals, Funko Pops, and double 2-pack Marvel Legend 2-pack or whatever, right? All this shit. Then 2 years later, you make the next movie and you go to Kraven or you go to Sandman, or I don't know who you're picking, whoever you pick, and make that the main guy. Because now there's like 3 villains or 4 villains. I'm like, so what is this crap? Like Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's everybody's in that. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on what they should do for the MCU. Shorten the budgets, shorten the movies, focus it to one villain, and really, like, even Batman Returns, which I love, Catwoman and Penguin, and then Max Schreck is like an extra villain in there too. Right. I love that movie, but I just want a Penguin. It's Penguin's movie. It's his whole story, his whole origin. Then Catwoman's just shoehorned in. Catwoman should have been her own movie, and then Two-Face and Riddler to be wasted in one movie where they're both acting like goofs. They're both the Joker. Yeah. It's like, anyway, that's a different stream. So Iron Man 2. I'll go backwards. So Skeptic, what did you think of Iron Man 2 when you first saw it in the theater, if you can remember, and what do you think of it now?
Man, I think I saw it I don't actually remember seeing 2 in theaters. I probably did because we used to see everything in the theaters. But I mean, I liked it. I definitely liked it at the time. But I mean, obviously, I was probably like a couple years later, probably about 12 or so. So. Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I don't really remember a whole lot about it. But I've rewatched it, multiple times growing up and stuff, and just recently. And I like it a lot more now, for sure. Mm-hmm. It's just, it was the pacing. It's just there's something wrong about it, and it really frustrates me what they did, because, like, Jon Favreau had some ideas and they didn't let him cook. And No, I really believe that. Like,
Yeah, I was too successful. Iron Man and thing.
yeah,
Now it's
and then,
successful. Now
yeah,
here they come.
exactly. That's the thing is like whenever a movie is successful, that's when they're like the studio always wants to get their grubby little hands on it. Like Lion King, one of the best freaking movies ever made. I'm sorry, it
Ish.
is, but
Ish. I definitely do not agree with that. But you mean the white lion or
yeah,
Kimbo?
yeah, I know
the
Kimbo,
lion?
the whole thing, but Disney didn't think it was going to be successful at all. They pretty much let them do whatever they wanted. That no matter what you say, that scene with like Mufasa just like dead there, like you never saw that in kids movies ever. Just a dead body there. Like
I saw that movie once.
They took risks.
So, okay.
I'm just saying that they took risks in that movie, and they wouldn't allow that if they thought it was going to be successful, like Pocahontas.
Okay, I didn't see that. I stopped watching whenever. I think Tarzan was the last one I saw. That was awesome, though. I like Tarzan. Okay, so you're saying that Favreau would have made a better movie if they left him alone, is what you're thinking?
100%. No, 100%. Right. I don't doubt it for a second. He wanted to do the Demon in Bottle story for sure. And yeah, it's frustrating because I would probably blame Disney because that was, I don't think it was Disney. I think so because they bought Marvel like right around the time that Iron Man 2 was a thing. And yeah, because Hulk and Iron Man 1 weren't a Disney thing at all. So I feel like honestly like Marvel kind of got a little soft with the edginess, I guess, because like Hulk and Iron Man they feel different from the rest. Like they feel a lot darker and kind of grittier, and I love that about those films. And
just to let you know, it was 2009 December is when it closed. Iron Man 2 is 2010, so
yeah,
it depends.
It's a little.
They could have got in there. They could have got in there at that time. So I don't. It's like that. So the next one after that was what, Thor?
It really feels like it to me. I just have that gut feeling. Yeah, I just have that gut feeling because the film compared to the first one, it feels clean. If that makes sense, like it feels too clean, like they rub bleach all over it or something. But I like Iron Man 2, but it feels like they maybe kidified it a little bit, to what Favreau really wanted to do, and that pissed him off so much that he left the project for the third one.
Yeah, he's not in 3,
and that probably was the detriment to 3, but yeah.
All right, Classic. What'd you think of 2 then and now?
I thought it was okay at the time, and I pretty much have that same feeling about it. It's not a bad movie, but like as some of you've noted, I mean, I think there's a little too much going on in it.
Yeah.
Because as you mentioned, they've got 2 villains, plus they've got the subplot with Rhodey and that whole thing.
Right.
And then they're also trying to set up the Avengers later, and that's kind of the drawback of doing this shared universe thing, where you have events in one movie affecting another because you're going to have that sort of thing happening. So it's just sort of the nature of the beast. So I try not to knock it too much for that. But it was really just frustrating to me because they don't really do Whiplash or Crimson Dynamo. They just kind of do this sort of hybrid of them. So it's neither character really.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about that. I guess Whiplash is a mix of Crimson Dynamo as well, isn't he?
And a little bit of Titanium Man as well, too.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Because Titanium Man was actually, I think Scarlett Johansson. I'm mixing her with.
Oh my God, Steve! Yes, you're my best buddy. I do this all the time on every stream, and my wife corrects. My wife is correcting me. She doesn't know anything about all of this. She's correcting me. Sean corrects me. I can't. I hate the fact that she didn't play Scarlet Witch. It's just destroyed my. I can't. My mind can't figure it out.
Scarlett Johansson. Oh, because of her name.
Because it's weird. Okay, sorry.
It would make sense, yeah.
But also, too, in the comics, I think Black Widow alerts Tony of Titanium Man being a KGB agent, or former KGB agent. So it would have been cool having her, since he's already in the movie, and having Titanium Man there. It would have been a nice synergy of what that connection was in the comic books. That's just from my point of view.
Well, you could get a classic. Do you have any other points to make?
Um,
So go ahead.
Not really. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. So Steve, you can continue. Yeah, I just read that.
Just want to ask Classic a question. What did you think of Marvel's or the MCU's first switch of casting, where they went from
changing
Brody
with putting Don Cheadle in?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, either one of them, I guess, is okay. I don't have a real strong feeling about it one way or the other.
Yeah. Okay. I just find it interesting because like they're so adamant on not recasting anybody.
Yeah.
And they recasted him, and he's basically run the table.
Yeah, Don Cheadle's awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
that's true. Yeah,
I like Terrence Howard better. Terrence Howard
was good.
Visually looks cooler to me. I look. I'm not. Whatever.
I know what you're saying, J-Man. I know what you're saying.
He looks cool.
Brody was kind of like Apollo Creed and Stallone in terms of like how because he's kind of Tony's, like he's his pilot and his bodyguard outside of Iron Man being the bodyguard, right? And when you look at Don Cheadle's not protecting anybody from anybody, right?
No,
and he's also written differently.
Well, listen, Don Cheadle is an awesome actor.
I love Don Cheadle, by the way.
Nobody's saying that. I'm just saying his purists disagree with me. Terrence Howard was I think he was a better roadie. Also, I have a big problem. Like, I really like War Machine. Okay, so hold on. Steve, finish because I got some stuff to say on part 2. So finish your thoughts on part 2.
Are you done talking about 2?
Am I? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
hated Iron Man 2. I hated
Valid.
Iron Man 2. I couldn't. I especially because and I think it's because of the heights of number 1.
Right.
And then you have the potential of Demon in the Bottle, and it's basically half of an act, and all he does is piss in his uniform and eat a donut on top of a donut shop. I'm like, what are you doing? This is crazy. I loved the scene in Monaco. I like Whiplash as a villain, but like you brought up a good point, J-Man. The Batman movies kind of fell into this trap, and then everybody followed.
Yeah.
Where you needed 2 villains. And if you look at like some of the best comic book movies, it's a single villain. Spider-Man 2, single villain. Superman 1, single villain. You can add Superman 2 because those 3 are a single unit.
Right.
But when you are focusing on one villain, it just gives you more time to not only flesh out the conflict, but you then have more time for great action as well too. And you're not cutting everyone in half or thirds or doing someone a disservice. And for this movie, I just felt it was almost like, what was the Batman movie with Mr. Freeze?
Yeah, Batman and Robin. There's like a million. And Bane and Floronic Man. Floronic Man. Jason Woodrue is the villain. He's wasted.
Think of all the stuff that's in Iron Man 2 for like you're introducing War Machine. You've got Black Widow. You've got the connection with Tony's dad, played by John Slattery, who looks nothing like Dominic Moore.
Right.
Which was just a weird thing because I'm a Mad Men fan too. So it's just like a weird schism. Like that dude's now the older dad.
Right.
And I also not a big fan of everybody being connected. Like it's all right to have someone do something, create something, and not be linked to like my dad or my kindergarten teacher or the milkman who delivers the milk all the time.
Yeah, they do that sometimes too much where they try to make personal connections. You know, like J-Man, you were talking about how in the first Batman they have Joker killing Bruce's parents, you know.
Yeah, the one in Homecoming was just silly, I think. Like they didn't need to do that with his
that was so dumb.
Yeah.
Vulture was badass.
Vulture was awesome. He
was badass
at the time, especially with the villain problem in the MCU. Best villain, I thought.
Yeah, he was badass. And Mysterio looked awesome and was awesome, but that movie sucks. But Mysterio walking around looked awesome, and Jake Gyllenhaal is friggin' awesome, but everything else in that movie sucks. But Vulture was bad, and then it's like, oh, it's my daughter or whatever. Like, huh?
Like, that's so
what does this suck? What is this so randomly stupid? It's like, okay, I'll date someone else if you're so upset over it. Okay.
It's not like you're connected to that
Like,
person.
what do I look? The guy, Tom Holland's like, I got my pick. I can get any. I'm Spider-Man. I don't. Okay, your daughter. Okay, she's out of here. I'm gonna go with this. There's enough skinny random girls in this high school that I can date any one of these skinny random chicks that have.
Yeah, totally.
All right, continue, Steve.
No, that's pretty much it. Like and it's funny because like even it's the one I've watched the least because I just can't bring myself back to watch it. And 3, not to jump ahead, is always on TV for some reason. They never replay 1. So you see bits of 3 all the time.
2 is always on that.
2's the forgotten stepchild almost. And maybe it's because of the alcoholism slant to it, because they're playing it in the middle of the day. But I just like there's not much about that movie other than like the first act, the beginning that I really enjoy. And I love Mickey Rourke. I love all the elements of it. War Machine looked amazing, but it's just like it was like wasted opportunities and too many things thrown into a blender.
Yeah.
And that thing you mentioned about like Iron Man should be like, sleeping with women or whatever and like just being a playboy. I think he hooks up with freaking candle maker like way too early. Ugh.
Yeah, so I saw Iron Man 2 in the theater. I thought it sucked. That was it. I was like, this movie's trash. However, I actually read more War Machine comics than I had Iron Man because I just thought, well, War Machine's just the cooler version of Iron Man. He has more guns and and I like the dark. I like the black and silver kind of armor.
Yeah,
I thought War Machine in this movie. This is the only War Machine that I've really loved. He needs to be a big bulky guy. He was freaking awesome. And I rewatched it again. So I've rewatched that one a few times. Iron Man 3, I've only seen 3 times. Iron Man 2, I've seen maybe like five times or something. Iron Man 1, I've seen a bunch of times. So Iron Man 2, I can fix a lot of it with editing or completely removing crap. Mm-hmm. Like just remove it like from the whole movie. Like, why is it even here? And also Scarlett Johansson. Look, there's Iron Man. Oh, this is my top 10. Scarlett Johansson in my top 5, whatever, right?
Yeah, so
top 5 visual. So and I absolutely could not stand her stupid crap character in this. I hated her so badly.
She sucked in 2.
She sucked. And she's so irritating and stupid. It's like, well, you're an employee and you're doing all this. It's super fake. I hated all that. And then Gwyneth Paltrow and her together, the combination of absolute ass. It's like, ooh, like, what is going on here? Is this not a business that you're running? Like, you're running a friggin'. I hated them. It made me hate, and I was a big fan of Gwyneth Paltrow. I owned every Gwyneth Paltrow movie. Okay, even Sliding Doors and like weird and Proof. Like it's about math. It's like all these weird ones that she had done. I liked her a lot. I couldn't stand her stupid face in that movie, and I couldn't stand Black Widow in that movie. I hated the two of them together. And I was like, when you're making me not like ScarJo, we got a problem. This is not good. But Mickey Rourke is fire.
Oh, he was so good.
He's like my top 2 or 3 best MCU villains. Just like his attitude is like throwing his bet. He's like, Justin Hammer's very funny though. He's like, did you build me a suit with this? Doesn't look like a suit. He's like throwing his bet. It's like, I'm taking away your bird and your shit.
The amount of times I've joked with my friends, I want my boob.
Yeah, he's so real. I like that he walked in and made Tony look like a complete bitch, and then it's like, all right, there. Oh, what are you gonna do to me now? You're not gonna do shit, right? Mickey Rourke was fire in that movie. He was so awesome. And Don Cheadle, I got used to him. I like Terrence Howard better, but I was okay with Don Cheadle. But War Machine looked awesome. And when the action is there, it feels very comic book action. Like all these drones coming, it feels like Iron Man, and then he comes in a super Whiplash costume, so it feels like a comic book. It's the story elements that are just killing me, and those 2 characters, and then there's S.H.I.E.L.D. involved and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, fine, but I couldn't stand those 2. So I don't know what to do. But if you limit their scenes, and it's too long. If you limit their scenes, you'd have to get rid of the entire being drunk, the entire like Demon in a Bottle, which I have not read. I've never read it. I will get to it. When I get to it, it's like issue, is it 200s? It's in the 200s or something, right? So I'm not going to get to it for not to get to it for a bit, but I will get to it because I'm reviewing everything.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, even I knew at the time thinking that story is much more complicated and there's more depth to it than what they're showing in this movie. Because if not, then that's pretty stupid. And I even not reading it, I knew that was weird. Like this was not handled well. And I thought, why is this even in? I don't even have this. Like this should be a trilogy. This should be like a part 3. You know what I mean? Like this shouldn't be a part 2 thing. Okay. Spider-Man 2, as Steve said, everyone knows this is a fact. But Spider-Man 2 is 10 out of 10. And everyone knows it's one of the best superhero movies of all time. And it's a great movie. It's a 10 out of 10 movie. And it's a 10 out of 10 superhero movie. And it's just one of the best anyways. Easy. Like Superman 1, of course, is the king. After Christopher Reeve, should I probably put this as the next best Amazing Spider-Man 2? Or not Amazing Spider-Man 2. A Spider-Man 2, the Doc Ock movie. All right, one villain, good story. You believe in the character, whatever, he gets shit done. I need a movie where the guy's normal. So like, I hate when like all of a sudden there's something else, you know, it's like now even in Spider-Man 3, now he's the black suit Spider-Man. I'm like, that's too fast. Or he could have been the black suit and fought Sandman, and then it ends with the black suit doing something like, oh shit, what is it? It's alive or something. What's going on? And then that leads to the Venom, and you could have introduced Eddie in that third movie. Same with Iron Man 2. Just have Whiplash, that's it. And you can have Black Widow, right? That's fine. That's it. But don't have so many storylines and just having them fight him. And that's it. Like the idea of Whiplash making him look like an idiot. Oh, my father built this arc reactor. You stole all this technology, and you know, have that be the main story, because everyone here agrees the first, like, I don't know what the timing is, but with that entire fight with Whiplash. So is that like what? Half an hour? I don't know what it is.
Which one?
The first half an hour of Iron Man 2.
Oh, the one at the race, right?
That's the racetrack. That's cool. No, when he puts the briefcase, okay, in the theater, you're sitting there in the theater, you're like,
the briefcase. I love that.
That was cool. So the first half an hour is awesome. And then it just slowly goes down. You're like, what? And then by the time the end comes with the action, you're like, but you need to tighten up the editing, to the pacing. You need to erase characters like digitally. You just erase them, and have Gwyneth Paltrow say one line. Like she should be like, "Hi, Tony," and then never appear again in the rest of that movie. I can't stand her. And guess who saves the day in part 3? My favorite character, Pepper Potts. Yeah. It irks me enough that she presses the button. I know Tony tells her what to do in the first movie, but I liked her in the first movie. But when I don't like her and then she's doing stuff like, ugh, and then they give her a suit. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I was fine with her with a suit.
No, you weren't.
No,
believe me, you weren't.
I was
you
fine
weren't fine with her at all. She doesn't know how to do
using
anything.
Your Jedi mind trick on me.
That's not a Jedi. I'm using the facts on you. It's like
you literally waved your hand there.
Sure, I did. I used a Jedi. Shuri, okay. Shuri drinks that liquid, and she knows like kung fu now. Like, I've got Black Panther's strength. Okay, but you don't know kung fu. Like, you're a scientist. Like you right? Like it's like
she drank the Matrix. It's okay.
Yeah, she drank the Matrix pill or whatever. Yeah, and yeah, she even in the Matrix they still have to plug it and download stuff into their heads. So even that was explained better. But like, yeah, she drank the thing and then she's like, "I've got his strength." I'm like, "Yeah, but you don't have his abilities, his kung fu. Like Black Panther is not just that liquid. I can't be Black Panther."
Oh God,
I'm talking about that movie that doesn't exist. They should recast T'Challa. So the Black Panther can live on. Black Panther is one of the cool. He's probably in MCU. He's like top 3 best looking guys. Like
he looks great.
When I walked out of Civil War, I bought I have a plushie of Black Panther that goes like I bought because I was like, wow, this costume is badass. And even my wife was like, oh, this Black Panther, this guy's really cool. It's like, yeah, this is really cool. It's like, shit, I gotta get this guy. I bought every toy. Funko Pop. Everyone hates Funko Pops. I don't care. I bought them. I bought everything. I bought a plushie. I got 2 medals of him. And then I was so pumped for that movie. I was like, we can do it. We'll talk about it later. Okay. Anyways, Iron Man. Stick to Iron Man. So that's my problems with Iron Man 2. I don't like those characters. And like, I don't know. It's like I don't hate the movie because I've watched it a bunch of times and I kind of like it. I give it a very good score on my review, a good score for me. But I don't know.
For me, Iron Man 2 is tragic with the production. Iron Man 3 just seems like an FU to fans.
Yeah.
We'll get
Okay.
to
So we'll get to. Okay. So Iron Man 3. It sounds like I'm going to be the nicest person to Iron Man 3. Okay. When I saw it, I'll start. We'll go back. We'll go back the other way around. So I saw Iron Man 3 in the theater. I thought this is absolutely the worst piece of garbage of all time. And I ranked it lower than the Marvels or any of these other movies. I hated it. So I never watched it since the theater. Now my problem is that by this time we're heavy into these movies and we've seen how great they can be. And my biggest complaints are Iron Man is not even in the suit anymore. He's just remote controlling it. So now I literally can be Iron Man because all I have to do is put on my VR set and control him. And now I can be Iron Man because he's not, when he saved those people falling out of the sky and it was just the suit, I thought, oh, that's so disappointing.
Oh yeah. I always forget that until he gets hit by the truck and then it just pisses me off. It's like,
right. Yeah. So I didn't like that stuff. It was too long. I didn't read Extremis. I I like Guy Pearce. He's pretty good. I didn't like Pepper saving the day. I was like, ugh. And I want Iron Man. This is weird too, but I want Iron Man to have more red than gold. It's like the red proportionality is weird.
I'm sorry, but I never liked that suit. It was way too gold. I'm sorry. I know Steve mentioned earlier about the like wanting like the gold suit or whatever. Or was that classic?
No. We all mentioned it. In place of the silver one during the test phase.
No. I know that. I was just
he could definitely have the
the Iron Man 3 suit sucked.
Yeah. So okay. Anyway, this is my first time in the theater. So the other thing is, I already knew who Mandarin was because of like Mandarin appearing in other comics. I didn't read Iron Man comics, but I read other comics with the Mandarin, Acts of Vengeance, all that stuff. So the Mandarin, and then Ben Kingsley. While I was watching the movie, I was thinking, okay, this isn't exactly the Mandarin, which is really just Fu Manchu. I know they can't do Fu Manchu Mandarin. They're not going to do that thing. And I guess they didn't want to do the 10 rings, which I don't understand because they kept saying 10 rings. I thought he's going to have the 10 rings. But Ben Kingsley was very scary. I was like, okay, this is a very scary character. And when Iron Man grabs the guy's phone, or he's like, you know what? Come get me. If you're man enough, I live at whatever. Come take me down. And then he pulls the shit up. And then I was like, that whole entire first like half an hour is pretty awesome. I was like, shit, this is pretty damn awesome. And he's like, oh, America's trash and all this. And he goes, it's like fortune cookies are American and they're hollow and crap. And I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then he's with the kid. I actually thought I liked the kid. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then as the movie went along, I was like, okay. And then as soon as you find out it's the fake Mandarin or it's just like some actor, he's not even just an actor. He's a goofy loser actor. I thought, why would you waste the main villain of Iron Man in this goofy joke? I thought, no, this is terrible. And then Guy Pearce was awesome. But then there's a million. So then I kind of, in my head, I was like, okay, this sucks. So I hated it. Then as the movie went along, I said, let's see if it can win me back. Because I do like the Extremis people. I didn't read that storyline, so I don't know if it's accurate. I like the Extremis people. They're fighting. I like Guy Pearce. He's fire in that movie. He's super awesome. And Gwyneth Paltrow's not in it that much, so she's not that annoying. I was like, okay. So the movie was slowly winning me back a little bit. Some good fights and whatever. Then it got to the end, and there's like this mega action. No. Then it got to Don Cheadle, and he lands in that, the area of the world, which we're not going to mention, with the people that we're not going to mention because I still want to have a channel. And then one of those people grabs him and he's dead. I was like, War Machine or Iron Patriot. Iron Patriot is the dumbest superhero. Like, what? You could just grab, like, that one woman took him out. I was like, that's dumb. Okay. But then I was like, Bill Sadler's great. That's great. So it's like, okay, I wanted it to win me over again. And then action scene, all, project, whatever, basement or something. And then all of them come out and he's jumping in suit to suit fighting. I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Yeah. But then when he sent the Mark 42 to attach itself to a Guy Pearce and then he blew it up, I was like, yeah, that was awesome. Blow him up. And oh no, he's not really dead. And Gwyneth Paltrow kills him and shoots that thing. I was like, you got to be effing kidding me right now. Gwyneth Paltrow saves the day. F this movie. And then he's like, let me blow up all of the suits. I'm like, huh? That's stupid. And then it's like, I know, in a 1 minute scene, I'll have the arc reactor taken out and the shrapnel taken out and I'm cured. Huh? And then at the end, I'm Iron Man. Actually, you're not. Because everything that you just deleted in this movie. So the first half an hour, to recap, really awesome. The Mandarin thing is -1,000. I despise that part. Then it was slowly winning me back over, but then Iron Patriot gets taken out like a stupid, bitch or whatever. He's just bitched out. And then there's an awesome action scene. The music is good throughout, though. The music is great. Brian Tyler, good job.
Oh, yeah, I love the theme.
That action scene was so awesome. Jumping to suit from suit, doing each suit is a different thing. That's cool. And then Gwyneth Paltrow saves the day and destroys all suits, fixes his arc, gets rid of he throws his arc reactor away, and it's like, yay, I'm all good now. He. I'm like, what is this movie? So I don't know what to make of it. I have no idea. Some parts are awesome. When he rescues the people, until I knew it was not him in the suit, that was really exciting to see that scene. Like, because you're just like, holy shit, like you're screwed. Like, how are you gonna even attempt to get all, and it's like D Jarvis, how many are there? Oh, there's fucking 14 of them or what, it's 8 of them or something. There's 8 people. What? And he grabs each guy. Like, that was cool. And then it's like he gets hit. It's like, oh, it's not funny, it was just a suit. Huh? But what Iron Man didn't even do nothing, as our Superman 2 kid says. Steve, what are your thoughts on Iron Man 3 then and now?
I like it better than 2. It's hard to not like it better than 2. It's still nowhere near 1. It's got some great parts. The set pieces were nice. The one that was really disappointing, you've already touched on it, is when he saved all those people and it was an empty suit. And I think it's a great metaphor for Iron Man and the movies, right? Yeah. Like, it's all this promise, but in the end you come up empty. And he's almost better. And I want to know what you guys think about this. I think Iron Man is more of a star in everyone else's movies than he is in his own.
1000% agree. I've said that. My wife has said that. I was going to mention that after. Yeah, I agree. In every movie that he's in, I was like, yeah, Iron Man, you're awesome. And then you watch his movie, it's like, it's not that good.
he never beats anybody on his own. Right. That's fine. But it takes away from his heroism, in my opinion. Yeah, it was weird that he had the panic attacks, because the panic attacks were more of a crutch than the alcoholism was, which is a weird substitute. Because, like, for me, being a comic book guy, I'm like, I wanted to see Demon in a Bottle, and then I got the panic attacks, and I'm like, I'm not sure I kind of feel it. I did enjoy Tony being resourceful outside of the armor, but I also then wanted him to be in the armor kicking ass. And the end was great. Like, I liked him jumping in all the armors. It was great to see all the armors. But I agree with you. Silver Centurion number one, that when it comes to Iron Man and his villains, you can't screw up the top villain. Yeah. And with the Mandarin being the top villain, that's like having Lex Luthor be nerfed, or Joker, whomever you like as Batman's nerfed, or Green Goblins. So, like, I know they tried to fix it with All Hail the King, but how do you cast? Because the MCU does a great job in casting, but how do you cast Ben Kingsley and then he's the butt? Like, he's the biggest Joker. Right. Throughout the entire MCU. No one else is as much of a noob as he is. And then the Mandarin, who is such, like, rewrite him. Like, imagination is rife. Like, you have many ways to make Mandarin updated, not be a problematic
Fu Manchu or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Like, there are many ways to make him not problematic. And they didn't do it. And they tried All Hail the King at the end, but it wasn't enough. And to me, it was just a lot of wasted opportunities. And then I'm also a Shane Black fan of his movies. And a lot of this movie, I saw bits of his other movies. Like, if you've seen Lethal Weapon 2, the attack on Tony's house is the attack on Martin Riggs'
Oh my God. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. You're right.
There was a lot of rehash in this. And it was just kind of like, guys, come on. Like, you've got probably one of the most charismatic actors. You've got a great franchise. You got a great character who really is kind of like a B-C character in Marvel, right? I know he had his cartoons and whatnot, and he's super cool. Should be an A. He's an A now.
Yeah.
And they didn't run with the football. They fumbled it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I agree. It's like, they should. Oh God, I don't know. Like, it's just so weird because it made $1.2 billion or something. It's like I think a lot of regular people, so normies, whatever. I think a lot of the normies, I think the more you like Iron Man 3, the more normie you are. Because if you don't care about Mandarin, or you just say, oh, that was a great twist. Like, oh shit, it's not even the guy. Like, oh, it was Guy Pearce the whole time. What? Oh, yeah. Like as a normie watching, you're like, well, that's really, because the performances are good and Robert Downey Jr. is good. And you're like, okay, he's got a little bit of the PTSD from the Avengers stuff. Okay, maybe, the kid always got the cute father figure kid or whatever, because his dad wasn't around and whatnot. Okay, so it's pretty neat, and I like Guy Pearce getting, trying to get his little revenge on him and all that. So it's like a pretty good movie. Like it's like a lot of good action. The music is killer. Like I personally like the more redder suits, but I got used to this Mark 42 suit. I mean, he's got so many suits. I was like, okay, I can deal with it, but I prefer the red. But it's a good normie movie. Whereas Iron Man 2 maybe isn't as good a normie movie because there's so many random crap things going on. You're like, what? I can't, what is this? Like as soon as Mickey Rourke Mickey Rourke comes and destroys him and he's just captured. I'm like, what, are you captured? And then Justin Hammer has to help him. Like, well, why do you need help from this guy? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like nobody knows how to pump guys up anymore. Anyways, so yeah, but as a normie movie, obviously we're in the minority because it made 1.2 billion or something. It's like, so it doesn't really matter if we're nitpicking it or giving legitimate. I think we're giving it legitimate, shade. We're not nitpicking. It's not nitpicking to ruin the Mandarin. Like it's like you ruined his mate. I'm reading it from the beginning now with, I don't know when the Mandarin appears, but I've read 2 appearances of the Mandarin. Those videos haven't posted yet, but they're in the queue to post. And I've read now the 3rd appearance of the Mandarin. And out of all of the guys that I've read it, and it's one new guy a comic, right? Scarecrow is a villain. Like there's a guy called Scarecrow that has crows doing stuff. So that guy that I've read, he appeared before Mandarin appeared. Crimson Dynamo has appeared twice now already in the comics that I've read. And Mandarin is clearly thanks, Purist. But guys, make sure you subscribe to Purist. The link's I put the link in the chat. I'll put links up again. It's clear to me, starting from the very beginnings, that Mandarin is clearly going to be his main villain because he already had 3 appearances. It's only been like 20-something comics. Crimson Dynamo has appeared twice. Black Widow has appeared twice, so they will be. But Mandarin's already on the 3rd appearance. The first cliffhanger issue of Tales of Suspense. Hey, D-Bud, there's our boy. D-Bud is Iron Man. He wrote a book on all the armors.
Nice.
So he's the real Iron Man. So there you go. 55 has an awesome Kirby cover. Yeah. So he's the first of the cliffhangers. So there's a to be continued Mandarin story, right? Like, oh no, what's going to happen? Mandarin captured him. Oh, what's going to happen? Tales of Suspense. The next issue is next month, right? So he's clearly the main villain. So ruining him and hyping him up because they hyped him up in the very first movie saying the 10 rings.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you thought, oh, and it actually was done perfectly. You hype him up a little bit, and then in part 3, he shows up and cleans house, right? And I love the idea that Mandarin destroys everything Tony has. Like, that was good. First half an hour in the theater, we're like, fucking yeah, baby, we're back. Here we go. And then it's like, and you're watching like, oh, that sucked. I was like, oh, I don't like that. Oh no, this is terrible. What happened? And you're just like, what happened? What the heck happened? Now my friend Sean knew that Mandarin was fake. We're sitting in the theater and Sean's like, it's not the real Mandarin. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's a whole joke or something. I was like, oh my God. And then our friend Owen was coming in and we were in IMAX and he was coming. I was like, should I tell Owen? Cause he loves Mandarin. Like he's been dying for this movie. So he sat down. I said, I've got I said, I know the movie's literally going to be on in 5 minutes because we're always like an hour early. Like the movie's about to be on in about 5 minutes. So I have a massive spoiler. I'm not sure if I should tell you or not. I said, it could be a deal breaker on the movie. And he's like, just tell me, then tell me. So I told him. But while I was watching, I was like, this is so awesome. I thought, because Sean will read stuff, and this is still in the time where not everything, it's a rumor. You have these, I'm not going to name anybody, but you got these people like, oh, it's this and that. And you're like, and then that's not it at all. Right. So I was like, I don't know. This seems pretty, like I'm watching the movie, and this is me knowing that this is going to be the fake Mandarin. I'm like, but this guy seems pretty crazy. And they're showing all the footage like, you know, that kind of doctored up footage that looks like, you know, there's like, you know, the ists, the T-ists are around executing people. I was like, oh my God, like, and then it's like, no, it's not. I was like, oh, and then he's walking up and I was like, oh my God, no, it's not. He's right. It's not the real man. And I thought, oh no. Anyways, classic. What did you think then and now of Iron Man 3? What did you haven't said your thing yet, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this movie. For multiple reasons. The big thing, of course, is the whole Mandarin rug pull, which drove me nuts at the time and still does. And as some of you noted, I mean, they set it up so well. And then you've got this great actor in Ben Kingsley playing this character, you know, and then to just go, oh, nope, April Fool, it's not really him. It's just that drove me up the wall. And some of it just outright to me just doesn't make sense, because like at one point he seems to kill, like, was it a senator, or there's some important politician or someone that he kills. And it's like,
yeah, you're right. So did he shoot that guy? Yeah, yes, you're right. He's like, I'll kill him if you don't accept my phone call. And then William Sadler picks up the phone. Hello, don't kill him. And then he shoots him anyway. So it's like, did he really kill that guy? Was that fake? Was that all CGI'd or what?
Yeah, it's like, well, wait, because I think he was supposed to be a senator or some secretary, government secretary. So I'm like, well, wait, is that not a real person? Because so wouldn't someone notice this guy's not a real senator or what? I don't know. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was this scene that was obviously done for kind of shock value, but it doesn't really add up, because it's like, well, because when you find out later it's all a put on, it's like, well, then that guy wasn't a real victim. So wouldn't people, I don't know. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. And, you know, there were other things. The whole PTSD thing didn't really work, in my opinion. As I think Steve noted, you know, you've already got the addiction issue. Right. And I think it would have worked better if it had been him sort of going further into his alcoholism instead of this PTSD thing. But the thing that bugged me was that he's got PTSD, but it doesn't really factor into the story, because he only gets these bouts of PTSD when there's nothing happening. You know, it doesn't affect the story in any way. You know, if they'd had a scene where he freezes up and like a villain escapes, or he fails to help somebody, you know, or something where it would have some impact, it would be one thing, but it doesn't even really amount to anything. And to me, I don't understand. It seems to me like the events of the first movie would be much more traumatic for him than what happened in Avengers. So it seems to me that for him to get PTSD after Avengers didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Then there was the kid, and it's been a while since I've seen it. I forget the explanation for why this kid doesn't seem to have a family. He just seems to live on his own. That I didn't get.
You know, he does have a mom, but she's a working mom or whatever, and dad's out of the
I guess
out of the picture.
His armor turns basically is junk, starting with this movie. That's the thing that drove me nuts. Is like in the first movie, like he's fighting, he gets hit with a friggin' tank. You know, he takes like a tank shell right in the chest, and it barely slows him down.
Right.
You know, in the second movie, he fights Thor, you know, and does really well. But then starting with Iron Man 3, his armor is basically junk that falls apart, you know, if you even look at it wrong.
Yeah, that's true. How could a bus knock that thing? I guess because they're saying he's not in it, but it's still tight on him. That bus shouldn't have knocked. He's literally carrying 8 or 9 people, and the force is there. So it's like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if it falls apart that easy, then I don't know. That drove me up the wall. The whole thing with Pepper, because when Killian says that he's given Pepper the extremist virus, I was like, okay, well, she's going to get powers and then she's going to beat the bad guy. And that's exactly what freaking happened. I was just like, okay, all right, whatever. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the film. I find it a very frustrating movie. And it was really the one, it's still at the bottom for me. It's down there with like Eternals as far as I'm
concerned. My God. Oh, that's classic. Help me. Oh my God, help me out. It's not that low. That's low. That's like Eternals is like the bottom of the barrel. That's the worst MCU movie. I'm still ranking that worse than like. I think that's the worst one. I gotta see if do I have a. I don't know if I have a I tried to do a ranking once.
Oh, what about Love and Thunder? Love and Thunder's got to be the worst. One of the worst.
It's pretty low. It's pretty damn low, but it still has cool visuals. Eternals is like a dark movie, and everyone has bland costumes, and no one does anything. And it got rid of all. It basically said hello. Okay, so hello, Jo. We didn't say hello to Jo. We did say hello to D Bud. Was there someone else that had come in earlier? We got a new one. Bjorn, how's it going, dude? Thank you so much. Oh, I love Chucky. That's great. Sean is not here today, Bjorn. Sean is going to see the ballerina, right? Or he's an hour into the ballerina. So I'll tell Sean that you love his channel. I'm gonna tell Sean that you hate his channel. Can I just to make fun of him? Can I say that? No, I'll let Sean know. I knew he couldn't do the real Mandarin, so I didn't mind what they did. I'll stick with the old Marvel superhero cartoons. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they don't want to do the So none of us are Sean. Yeah, but yeah, no, we'll have to do a. I mean, I did a what's worse than the Marvels, and we ended up finding like 10 or 11 movies, in my opinion, that were worse than the Marvels. I don't know. The Marvels ended up like I tried to do it because everyone said the Marvels was the worst MCU movie, and I thought. I can name at least 5 that I really despised. I was like, I don't think it was maybe as bad as those. And then I said, let me do a stream where we actually did the tier thing. It's like, which ones are worse? We came up with a lot of ones that were worse. Because the thing is, it's just a bad movie. To me, I'm not offended by how bad it is. Like, I'm only offended when you ruin a character. Like when you ruin Thor, who is a cool character. You know, when you ruin Namor, who's one of my favorite characters of all time. When you don't have Black Panther in the MCU, I don't understand. Like, how is the Black Panther not in it? It's like, well, we don't want to recap. Look, no, Chadwick Boseman's 10 out of 10. Everyone knows that. Everybody knows that. And Chadwick Boseman, if you could contact him and say, hey, Chadwick, what do you think? He'd be like, recast it, man. T'Challa has to live on. Exactly.
His family gave the blessing.
Of course they did, because his family cares about the character and the legacy. Remember who's your favorite James Bond? Well, there's just Sean Connery. That's it. There was no other James Bonds. Oh, of course there was. The only way for it to continue is there for it to be more, because now we don't have Black Panther in the MCU. How is that possible? Like, I don't understand. And then here's the other thing too. Oh, diversity and all this other bullshit. You don't have Black Panther. Like, where is Black Panther? The best black superhero, one of the first, if not the first. So you don't have that. This is the guy I'm wearing. I don't have any Iron Man shirt, but I'm wearing Pharaoh Lad.
There you go.
Who's Iron? That's why I threw that on, just to be funny. So Jim Shooter created this. This would have been the first black superhero, but Disney, God, DC put the kibosh on that. They said no, we don't. They're not. People aren't ready. Okay. This would have been the first, and then Jim Shooter killed him off because, like, well, fine. Black Panther, it's not in the MCU. So what are you talking about? We want all this stuff. It's like, you don't want anything. You don't want diversity because the main guy you have, who was an awesome character, he's the best thing in Civil War. Like, and he's not in the MCU, so that pissed me right off. So I hate Wakanda Forever. That pissed me off. Shuri can do kung fu. I hate that. Pissed me off. What are the ones pissed me off? Thor: Love and Thunder pissed me right off. Well, those are like the worst ones. There's a few others. I don't like Black Widow or Shang-Chi. By the way, Canada, we've dropped Simu Liu. I can't stand that guy.
You really changed your opinion on that, Jay, man.
I did. I thought it was a fun, silly movie.
Yeah.
But then I read some Shang-Chi comics, so that was a mistake.
Oh, no, I was talking about Black Widow.
Oh, no, I always hate Black Widow.
No. I watched your review initially when you watched the movie, and you liked it.
No, skeptic.
Or not review.
My wife and I had a discussion after that movie because we watched the first hour of it, and then I paused it, and we went to go get lunch.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said the
and
first hour was awesome.
It was awesome. Taskmaster came down and beat the bloody hell out of Black Widow. I was like, oh shit, Taskmaster, here we go. This is what's going on. And then she's like, okay, I gotta get my family, gotta get all these guys together to go fight this. Yeah. This could be badass. Then it's like some old white man sitting behind a desk, and Steve said this. This is Steve's line. Steve called me up. He's like, I just watched Black Widow. So how did she defeat the guy? Oh yeah, he's like, she smashed her face into a desk. Oh
yeah. That's
right. And then that defeated the guy.
Silly.
And then the Taskmaster is Olga Kurylenko, who weighs as much as like a pillow. What are you talking about? She can't fight it. Oh, she's got that chip in her head. Okay, so why don't you put that chip into everyone's head and control them? Or if you can brainwash anyone with your little technology, why do you abduct little girls and implant them or brainwash them or use technology to make them do what you want? Why don't you just hire a bunch of mercenaries, tell them to come to your island, when they show up, gas them, control them, and now you've got 100 mercenaries ready to go. Why would you bother? The point of kidnapping children is to indoctrinate them into your ideology so that they follow you. That is the point of the Red Room and all this crap. Not we kidnap them and then physically put something on them to brainwash them. If you're going to do that, just call the Avengers and knock them out, and then you've got the Avengers at your team. And if you can make a Taskmaster, make a bunch of Taskmasters, and you've got them all. It's so garbage. That movie sucks. Anyway, so that was always my, because my wife was like, I thought it was pretty good. I was like, I know, but you don't know any of what's going on in the comics. All this is nonsense. So,
you know, and I want to say the irony of that, you know, her being Olga Kurylenko being Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie is, and I didn't mention this before, is, you know, when they first brought in Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, I was like, you know, I mean, it was okay, but I thought, you know, they couldn't get a Russian actress to play Black Widow.
Oh, right.
And one of the first names I thought of was Olga Kurylenko, who had been in Quantum of Solace just a few years before. And I was like, why didn't you get her to do it? You know, she would have been better, probably.
Yeah, actually, she would have been awesome.
And then she turns out to be the villain in the Taskmaster.
And everyone saw The Hitman. That was her best movie. That was a great. I know that movie. Nobody liked that movie, but they're wrong.
Yeah, she was in that too.
She's good enough in that movie to make you like it. D-But says, and they're about to reboot FF. Oh, of course, it's terrible. Fantastic Four sucks. Of course, I'll stick with the 1967 FF cartoons. Yeah. That movie's good. I can't wait to trash that movie. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I get good views on it. Anytime I'm positive, I did one Doctor Who video where I gave it like a 5 out of 10. I got like no views. And then I did every other Doctor Who video. I trashed the show. I gave it like a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10. Everyone's like, oh, you just do stuff that you hate. What a stinking lie. And I was like, I've got an entire Doctor Who playlist where I praise all these classic Who's. I've done like 20 videos. And yeah, the new Doctor Who's do suck. It went from 10 million viewers to 1.5 million. That's called it sucks. Nobody wants this crap anymore. All right, Steve, I'm gonna let you go last, and you can do you can do a whole thing. Skeptic, what are your thoughts on Iron Man 3?
Man, where do I start? I mean, I have a long journey with this movie. Well, I initially was like growing up, like I was probably like 14 or something when it came out, 15. I loved it. I absolutely loved the film. I thought it was the best of the trilogy. At a certain point, the Mandarin stuff did annoy me a little bit at the time, but I didn't really care. I guess I was more casual and I didn't really read the comics then.
Normie alert, guys, just to let everybody know. Normie alert.
Yeah, I know, right? But over time, the movie, just thinking about it more and more, the movie just pissed me off more and more, just slowly over time, especially after discussing that stuff with you about the fact that like he's just not in the suit for like 60-70% of the movie, like right. And yeah, like the Mandarin thing that was always like horrible. Aldrich Killian shouldn't even have been in the movie. I'm sorry, like it should have just been the Mandarin the whole time. Badass, yeah. But there was some parts I liked, I really like the idea of like I did really love the idea of Tony Stark fighting without the suits. Yeah, that's not really what happens in the comics usually ever, but it was really, he did in some creative ways for sure. Like he used his intellect to like just figure out how to take these kind of really strong, explosive people down. Like I don't know, like that, like there was that restaurant scene, like in the small town. That was really cool. I like that. And I like that he had no problem just beating up a woman too. But
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Well, he
had to. It's like life or death. But like, but yeah, I didn't hate the kid. He was fine. Like,
I like the kid.
He was kind of funny, and I liked how Tony Stark was just like being a total dick to the kid. Like almost maybe not. Maybe, you're not as harsh probably, but you're pretty harsh with the kids, and I respect that.
I'm not super harsh with them, but I don't talk down to them as kids. That's the thing. I talk to them normally. So if they say something dumb or if they cry, if they fake cry, I'm like, that's fake crying. I said normal crying doesn't work on me, and fake crying for sure doesn't work. Yeah. So whatever. And then then my niece will just immediately stop. I'm like, see, that was fake crying. It's like
yeah. No, for the longest time, my favorite scene in that whole Iron Man 3 movie, it might still be my favorite scene. It's just so quick, but like, he doesn't have the suit, whatever. But like, I love that he just went to a little like hardware store and just picked up random little things to just use as weapons. I love that, like the little heat hand and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
That was super that was super cool. Like little DIY things. I love that. But
so wait, did you say you like? So wait, you didn't say you liked it better than part 1, did you?
At one point, at a certain point, I did prefer it. It was, I know I'm crazy.
That's a fair.
No, I don't think that now, obviously, but
it's okay. You're allowed to think it, but then I'm also allowed to make fun of you.
Oh
so
yeah.
It's all. It can't. Well, you're except for in Canada, so
you and I like Wonder Woman 84. We both get the crap for that, but
Wonder Woman 84. That's my favorite
so
of the DC, of the fake DC movies.
Yeah. But I did like the part where because it kind of makes sense because he fights in different ways. Obviously, it's not that he's not skilled; he's just not skilled in specifically guns. I like how Rhodey was having to like teach him how to shoot a gun and stuff. That was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That was like showing like their different skills and.
Okay. So there's a lot of little moments that add up to a lot of moments that you liked.
Yeah, there's a lot of little moments that I liked. That's basically it. But the big moments that really matter, that ruined the whole film, really.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. And then Steven's got to catch up on 3 movies, so I want to get him caught up.
Yeah. I swear, if Iron Man 3 was a lost media that like we could only find the first like half an hour of, it would have been like the best thing ever. And we would have been like, oh my god, it's like as good as Metropolis or some crazy shit like that.
Well, I'm not sure if this is.
I don't know about that, but I'm just thinking of lost films. But no, like if we only had like the first 45 minutes of the film, we would have like been like, what is happening? This looks awesome, but we didn't get that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Steven.
Okay, so Steven, 1, 2. Okay, so one. Well, you could fast track 1 if you want. Like, I mean, we all liked it. So, did we saw it together, right, or no?
Yep.
Oh, we didn't see it together. Oh, so what did you think when you first saw it?
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was like genius when I first saw it because I wasn't expecting it to be that good. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh man, this is pretty good. Subsequent viewings, it's still pretty good. I'm not like. The problem I have with Iron Man is not the movie. My problem with Iron Man is the reaction to Iron Man. Like it is this genius film that is like, like it, without this, we wouldn't have had an MCU in that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, granted, if the movie bombed, we wouldn't have had an MCU. You got me there. But it was a really good movie. I'm struggled with putting it top tier. And the reason why is because Iron Man shows up 3 times. I mean, it is origin. I get it. You don't have to sell it to me. I get it. It's fine. The one thing that shocked me in all 3 movies is that Tony Stark always needs help to beat the villain.
You said that earlier. Steve. So we're gonna do Steve 1 now. So Steve 1 said that like 5 minutes before you came on.
No, Steve, I agree with you completely. It's like, why do you need help? Like, it can't, like, please, he's supposed to be one of, basically the quarterback of the Avengers. Why does he need help to beat someone?
All right.
It's Jeff Bridges in a big ass suit that he can barely use. Why does he need Pepper Potts to hit a button to help him win? It just annoys the hell out of me. But it's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, yep. At least in the second one, it's War Machine. I don't mind if it's like another
hero,
like another superhero guy or whatever. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways,
but like Iron Man's like really good. It's a really good movie. You know, I get why why it is what it is. It's basically like they're sitting there like, oh, how am I going to do this? Well, we have to show how he builds a suit, and we have to show how he perfects the suit. And at the end, he's got to take on his former, basically his former life in the guise of Jeff Bridges. Like, he's basically going to put to rest Tony Stark, the old Tony Stark. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's
actually, you put that very well, Steve. You actually did. Yeah, that's actually very well articulated because none of us had mentioned the fact that is the actual, like, that's actually what is happening, like, sort of metaphysically or whatever. It's like, that's the heart of it or whatever. So that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the last time that's happening. But anyways.
So, it's a good movie. I just rankle a bit when people were like, when we were doing the tier list, everyone's like, oh, Iron Man's got me up there. I'm like, why? And they're like, because it started the MCU. Cool. Got it. No argument for me. But let's look at each film individually. Is it better than Avengers 1? Nope. Is it better than Guardians of the Galaxy 1? Nope. And as
I've swapped on that. I'm saying it is better than Guardians now. Part 1.
You are saying it. Okay.
Yeah. I've whatever I've had with Iron Man 1 has moved way up and Guardians has moved way down because now I see Guardians as the start of this whole everyone has to be an idiot. And I read Star-Lord comics. I read the original Star-Lord black and white. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Because I love Star-Lord in the movies.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let me read some of these comics. I was like, oh my God. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And I get that. And the James Gunn effect got really annoying really fast.
Yeah. Guardians is still, there's 36 movies. So it's 12, 12, 12.
Right.
So Guardians 1 and Iron Man would still be
in the top.
Now it would be the top. Yeah, now in the top.
But it's not better than Captain America: First Avengers. It's not better than Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's bottom tier or even middle tier, but just be careful when you're calling it like one of the best. Like, let's not oversell it. Iron Man 2 has a lot of action. I love Sam Rockwell's character. I love Justin Hammer. I have no idea what Whiplash is doing in that movie. I have no idea. Whiplash's character is MIA. Someone's got to put his face on a milk carton because someone needs to.
Halfway through, where is he again?
Yeah, where is he? What is he doing? Like, he's just sort of he's hanging out in jail, and then he's like he's putting together his own stuff for Justin. Like, I'm like, what is he doing? But the major problem of Iron Man 2 is Pepper Potts and the Black Widow.
I told you guys. I said that 45 minutes. I said that.
I cannot, like, literally one of them's going, you don't know what it's like to do to run this company. I think he did before you did.
GTFO.
Yeah, it's just like terrible. And then Black Widow, you're not good enough being the Avengers. You're a drunk. I'm like, I'm sorry. What I feel like I'm being yelled at half the movie. Like, what is going on? Why is this happening? Why are these two shrews, because that's what they are, just complaining all the time? Especially, I made you CEO, and now all you're doing is complaining about being CEO. Okay, you're no longer CEO. Then she would complain about no longer being CEO. You should not call her Pepper Potts. You should call her the complaint department, because that's all she does in that movie is complain. All movie.
Yeah, I know. I can't stand her.
I can't stand her. Every time he brings her strawberries. Why did you bring me these strawberries? I don't like these strawberries. I'm like,
I know. Like, shut your mouth and have some strawberries. I don't get it. Can you imagine? Like,
hand her $1 million. I don't want $1 million. I don't want this. Why? Get it away from me. I'm too busy. Like,
God, if she talked like that to Hank Pym.
Oh God. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll slap your wife for a small fee.
Literally, if you took those two characters out of a movie and gave Whiplash a character, that would have been a great movie. because everything else is pretty damn solid. But those two characters drag the freaking movie down. Iron Man 3. Okay. First 20 minutes, I thought was excellent. Like he's like, "Oh, come get me," and I'm like, "Why the hell would he do it?" Oh yeah, right. He's Tony Stark. He's very impetuous. He's arrogant. Like, "Oh, come get me. I'm Iron Man." Okay, cool. And they destroy his freaking house. And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And it was handled very well. And I'm like, "Okay, cool. You got Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce is always good." I'm like, "All right." Pepper Potts is still in it for some reason, but sure, okay. Hopefully she's not in it very much. Okay. Then he goes out, and this movie jumped a shark when he went and he got with the kid. It literally the bike went over the Shark Tank, and that
yay, Fonz. I gotta get the jump to shark gif.
Yeah, I get the jump to shark clip. But like, and I don't mind the kid. The kid's not annoying to me. But I'm like, why is this child in this big investigation with Tony Stark? It's almost like they wanted to do a version of The Odd Couple. Like with like billionaire and child, and like let's see how they do as a dynamic investigating this extremist thing. And I'm like, it's just weird to me. Why is Tony Stark doing this? I agree. The classic concept PTSD thing is way overplayed, and it happens when nothing is going on. He just shakes and goes crazy for no reason. Skeptic, I agree. I appreciate why you liked him sneaking around. But the problem I had with that is that he doesn't know what's happening to Pepper Potts. He's sneaking around, and I'm like, go in as Iron Man. Like, you don't know what's going on. Time is of the essence. Go in as Iron Man and save the woman you love. Like, what the hell are you doing? He's like,
he could have gotten a suit, I guess, right? I don't know.
I mean, the man had 38 suits by the end of the movie. So I'm like, you tell me he couldn't get a suit somewhere?
That's like a third act. That's like the big final reveal to be cool. It's like, but you could have used remember when you could have used those like throughout the entire third act? Like you could have used like, Jarvis, send me Mark, pick a number, roulette wheel, and send me that one.
I like Red Snapper.
Rhodey's an idiot and got captured by a random woman, hiding her face. It's like, send him one too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when time is of the essence, I don't like farting around, and I felt there was farting around where you didn't need to have farting around. Yeah. I said this to J-Man, I think it was yesterday or something. The problem I have too is that everything is explained in a one sentence. So why is he stealing? Why is he stealing? Why is he kidnapping the president? There's a line in there somewhere where it explains why he's kidnapping the president, but that's the only. Yeah,
he's got Miguel or whatever in there as the vice president, so he's gonna control the vice president or whatever. That's right, and we talked about this. It's 1 second of dialogue. It's like if you didn't catch it, you're like, why is he even bothering? Why is he doing all this? Yeah.
If that was the moment that you got a text and your phone beeped, you are dead. You will never know why the hell he's got him at the end. He's all strung up. I'm like, okay, is he what's he doing with the strung up president? Like, is he holding him hostage? Is he going to tear him limb from limb? Is he going to decorate him with assorted items? Is he going to use him as a piñata? What exactly is he doing with?
I think he's just going to shoot him.
Just going to shoot him?
Yeah, he's just going to kill him. Yeah, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's going to kill him. But it's just like such a weird thing for me. Mandarin. I knew they were going to do the real Mandarin. So when they gave us this version, I was like, oh, this is pretty awesome. It's more of a moniker than he's the Mandarin. I get it. That's cool. And it's like, oh, I'm Trevor. I'm like, oh, this is awful. This is absolutely awful. This is like, he's like, I'm a drugged out, ridiculous, washed up actor. I'm like, literally, who thought this was a good idea? Can I be in the writer's room where this was pitched? Where it's like, you know what? Let's make Mandarin a goof. And let's let Ben Kingsley, who's like one of the best actors on the planet, that goof. And then I would have been like, Mr. Black, I think you should you should resign right now, because this is going to be one of the worst ideas in cinematic history. Every fan, even people who don't like the Mandarin, are going to piss on this idea. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. They actually had to bring him back to redeem him in
Yeah, that's all rubbish now, right? That's
rubbish anyway.
Because now Mandarin is Tony Leung, right? From Shang-Chi.
Yes, and
so,
he hears in his head. Yes, he hears.
With 10 bracelets,
yes,
which are not rings. It's like they're not rings, and they don't shoot cool shit. I just read the appearances of the Mandarin. Each ring shoots like something different.
Yeah,
and it's like now they're just rings. Like
and he hears voices coming behind a steel door, and he thinks it's his dead wife because
he's an idiot.
He's deaf. Anyhow, so that's just that is what it is. And at the end, I could not stand that he just got surgery to fix his heart problem. He's like, I decided to finally deal with that pesky heart problem, and so I just had the surgery, and I'm like, it's a brand new Iron Man. I'm like, if you could always do that, why the hell did the second movie happen?
Right. Yeah, we created a new element because that's easy.
Oh, he created a new element. He's like,
where's that going to go in the periodic table? That's going to mess me up. I used to the periodic table is going to, where does it go now? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I liked how he's like, let me watch old home movies of my dad, and then he'll give me the inspiration to build an element. I'm like,
son, you need to make a new element.
He's like, I gave you everything. He's like, oh, I get it. It was a map and and that was the actual DNA of the freaking element. I'm like, all right. At this point, I'm
sorry, Classic.
What's that?
Why didn't he just leave like a letter or a
note? Why didn't he?
You know what he should have done? He should have left a medallion that told you how high to make a certain staff.
Yeah.
And what hole to put it in his basement to shine. and then Justin Hammer could have gotten it and only had the one side.
Yeah.
And then it would have been like, they're in the wrong place. it's like
in the wrong place.
They're digging in the wrong place.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, that scene was weird, but because Pepper Potts and Black Widow weren't in it, I didn't mind it because at least my ears were not bleeding anymore. It's just awful. So Iron Man 3 is awful. Iron Man 1 is the best one, clearly. Iron Man 2 has its moments, but it's mediocre because of those two characters. And then Iron Man 3 just becomes a almost unwatchable dumpster fire after the first 20 minutes. But that's the one I've watched the most because I keep trying to find redeeming qualities in it.
There's some neat parts. Like
it's just awful.
Yeah. So I don't hate none of these movies. So all my reviews are going to be posted up soon. People are going to say I didn't score the first one high enough, even though I gave it a very high score. They're going to say the second one might be slightly too high. And they're going to say the third one is probably correct, although it should be lower. Like most people out of 10 would rank it lower than what I'm going to rank it. You guys can watch those videos as they post, but I don't really, the thing is, so there's a thing I have, and it's a little bit in these movies. It's not as much. The problem is I never read Iron Man comics. So if we use Christopher Reeve, who's my favorite, as an example, is Iron Man 3 better or worse for Iron Man than Superman 4 is better or worse for Christopher Reeve? And that's not a point to discuss. I'm just saying, because people think, Superman 4 is like terrible and all that. I love it. Mm-hmm. I love all 4 Superman movies. Can't get enough of them. Mm-hmm. I've got the part 3 poster hanging right there. I've got the official part 4 poster. I got the original posters from that time. I love Superman 3 and 4. And everyone loves 1 and 2. So because Christopher Reeve is Superman. So when I watch Superman 1, I'm like, wow, that's the real Superman. And then anytime I see him in the costume flying around doing stuff Clark Kent, I'm like, that's the real Superman. And I don't care. Like I don't care. Oh, it sounds good. And we'll sit here. We could do a whole panel, and I'll tell you everything wrong with Superman 3, even Superman 2, and everything wrong with Superman 4. We can go through all the negatives. All right, guys, what did you rate Superman 4? Oh, I'll give it like it's a 5 out of 10. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. What? You just sat here, J-Man, with the rest of us saying it's all. I don't care, because it's the real Superman. So that goes into play in various degrees for other movies and superheroes. So, for example, Tobey Maguire is not Spider-Man to me. However, he happens to be in a fantastic movie, which really gets me emotionally involved, I even do get choked up with Aunt May giving the speech. Hello, Sean. How's it going, dude? Oh, before I say all that, guys, make sure this is being streamed to Sean's channel and my channel. So if you're not subscribed to Sean's channel, please make sure you subscribe to Sean's channel. This is Steven's authors page. He's written a lot of good books. I've read them, so I'm not just saying that. I actually did read them. So make sure you check out his books. If you're watching on Sean's channel and you're not subscribed to me, help me out. Subscribe to me. We stream together. We have the same kind of content, but we don't overlap. Comics Asylum. Make sure you check out Comics Asylum. They have a comic called Atrium that is available in several different formats. I've reviewed them, so check all that out. They're awesome. They're bloody awesome. And I have read those as well. So there you go. And who else? Classic Comics, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Classic Comics. He is here almost every Monday with us talking Avengers. So there you go. There's everybody's links. Do it. Okay. So Christopher Reeve. Linda Carter is number 2. Wonder Woman. That's the real Wonder Woman. I don't care. I love Gal Gadot. I love Wonder Woman 1984. Even though everyone hates it, I don't give a crap. That's fine. I love it because it's basically a Linda Carter episode, just longer, but with Gal Gadot instead of Linda Carter. And I still love Wonder Woman Part 1. I like both Wonder Woman movies. That's it for those for the fake DC movies. Those are the only 2 I like. Those are the only 2 that aren't fake DC movies. But Linda Carter is the real Wonder Woman. That's the end of it. So if she's in it, it's awesome. I don't care. So Tobey Maguire is not that. But Superman 2 is a bloody awesome movie. It's 10 out of, or Spider-Man 2 is an awesome movie. It's 10 out of 10. Like performances, I get emotional. Like it's awesome. I like Part 1 actually. I think it's pretty good. Green Goblin's a Power Ranger, but he's a cool looking Power Ranger, I guess. I don't know. Green Goblin is a very cool design. Not having at least having some of the purple. Like I actually thought he looked better in the I don't know the name of it. The one with all the I hate the naming of these. No Way Home with the three guys. I thought he looked pretty good in that with like the kind of the hood, and it was that armored thing, but it had kind of the torn purple. It looked better in that. But he was great otherwise. Like Willem Dafoe as that character, like was great in my opinion. I even like some parts of Spider-Man 3, and I don't hate Spider-Man 3, but it's not because Tobey Maguire. Andrew Garfield in Amazing Spider-Man 2, just his outline, like, and his visual appearance of the costume in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best. He looks like the real Spider-Man. Even him interacting with like the kid and like that is 10 out of 10. And the rest of that movie is trash, but he is so good. I don't know what happened. We're sitting there, I was like, this guy he felt more like Spider-Man than the other guy. I thought this guy feels like a good Spider-Man. Why is he in such a crap movie? But Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. is almost there. He's not Christopher Reeve, Linda Carter, but he's in it. Just walking around and talking and being fun makes it fun. That's why the normies still stuck with it. Iron Man 3 made $1.2 billion. They stuck with it because Robert Downey Jr. was cool and fun as that character. That's what made so end of the day, I'm kind of like, it's Iron Man. He looks kind of cool when he's in the suit, and Robert Downey Jr. is kind of fun. And I hated Part 2 and 3 when I first saw it because I was a bit more like pissy about it. But if the Iron Man trilogy had come out in the 90s, right, where we never got the proper Red Skull, we never got the proper anybody. Even 89, as we mentioned, Joker kills his parents. That's fake. He's not. I don't like this that he's this mobster guy. Right, like Catwoman is literally a woman who thinks she's a cat. It's like that's weird, right? Riddler's the Joker. He's trying to do Frank Gorshin, but you know who could do a great imitation of Frank Gorshin? No one. So you proved that, Jim Carrey. Thank you. I like Jim Carrey. He was a great casting choice. But why is he pretending to be Frank Gorshin? You're not Frank Gorshin. Like no one is.
Yeah.
And then what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know what character he played. But it wasn't Two-Face because Two-Face flips the coin once and then makes a decision. He doesn't flip it. Oh, flip it again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, why did you flip that more than once? And he keeps flipping. I'm like, why are you flipping this at all? So anyways, Robert Downey Jr. is close to that. It's just like Chris Evans is close on Captain America. Captain America is my favorite MCU character. If Captain America is in it, like, I don't know. The only thing that I don't like Civil War. Steve and I have this thing. Steve hates it more than I do. I don't like Iron Man and Civil War. They made me not like him because he's such a whiner and they killed my mom and all that. He's brainwashed. It's like you've encountered magic and aliens. So certainly your mind can grasp the idea that this guy was not in control of his body. His body was being used to commit crimes, not his mind. He didn't do it, Tony. Nope. And I didn't like Tony Stark bending the knee to that woman who's like, "Oh, my son died in Sokovia," and then Iron Man just said, "That's a terrible tragedy that your son died. Guess who didn't die? 5 billion people that I just saved from because that, or 6 billion or whatever the population was at that time. It's like 6 billion people didn't die because I stopped that thing." It's like, I know he created Ultron, but she doesn't really know who created what. Like, she doesn't know. Like, he should have fought back. He should have fought back more. Yeah, that was Civil War. Sorry,
that was basically. How dare you guys have collateral damage when you stop villains? It's like, what are you talking
about? They're villains. Like,
they're villains. They're there to destroy things.
Independence Day 3. I didn't know there was a part 2. I didn't know there was Independence Day part 2. So
that was a problem. Like in part 2, he basically tells Congress to go F themselves when they wanted, the suit and all that. So why is he joining the government? Yeah, he's an anti guy, isn't he? Anti-government, and that fits the character you create. Why would he bend the knee? Why would he? Oh, you know what? I was completely wrong. We should sign up and register. And I'm like, why would Tony Stark ever say that? That was weird. That was Civil War the comic influencing the movie. Because it was Iron Man versus Captain America.
Right. So they did whatever they had to do to fake it, to make it work or whatever. Yeah. I don't think Tony would go along with those guys or whatever. No. That seems kind of weird. So I think Steve said this like very early on. How about Iron Man in other MCU movies? He's pretty, except for Civil War, he's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, Avengers, I'm looking at, so like Avengers, Age of Ultron. I like Age of Ultron. People don't like it. I don't know if you guys like it or not.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Skeptic, you and I agree on movies. If everyone dislikes a movie and I like it, there's a good chance you'll like it, because I just like I like Batman and Robin, because they basically said, okay, you're going to go see this Batman and Robin movie. It's going to be complete and utter nonsense for 2 hours. Like, if at any point in time you think something's going to make sense, it's not going to. It's just going to be rubbish.
This game is terrible. This game is absolutely terrible.
Yeah. So I like it for that.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of Iron Man? Like, did you like him in the I guess the 4 Avengers movies? Do you like him in all those, Endgame and all that?
All except Endgame. Endgame had a little bit of residue of Civil War at the beginning, because he started to blame Captain America. It's like, well, why did you leave? Why, if you hadn't left, none of this would have happened. I'm like, okay, Tony, I think we should now take a breath. Get over it. Like, half the population of Earth is over. I think the time for recriminations happened like a long time ago. Like, it's over. It's over, Johnny. Like, it's over, Tony. It's time for you to take a breath, man up, and figure out how you're going to, get half the population back.
Right.
That was the only time.
Try to do it in a way that doesn't destroy the rest of the movies coming afterwards, where every movie that comes afterwards has to explain this stupid thing that happened in one movie. You failed on that one, but anyway.
Yeah.
Steve, what did you? Yeah, go ahead.
He was always awesome. He was always like, he wasn't annoying or anything. So that was the only one. I was kind of annoyed he showed up in Spider-Man Homecoming.
I don't like that at all.
I didn't like that. That was garbage.
It was more so just his insertion more than him being awful. I just didn't like. I want your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I've read Amazing Spider-Man now up to from Amazing Spider-Man 1, actually, Amazing Fantasy 15, Amazing Spider-Man 1 to the Clone Saga. I'm up to the Clone Saga. So I've read every Amazing Spider-Man in that entire time period. And I can tell you that Spider-Man doesn't need anyone. The only time he really teams up is if he's going after a villain that someone else is going after, like Daredevil or Punisher, or the initial one where he tried out for the Fantastic Four when he was trying to like find his feet. and that was Amazing Spider-Man like 1 or 2. Other than that, he doesn't need anyone.
Yeah, I hate that whole thing about like them trying to make Miles his like sidekick. Like, no, just Spider-Man doesn't need any sidekicks. He doesn't need to team up with anybody. He's a lone wolf. He deals with his rent, whatever, has a shitty job. And like it doesn't need anybody. Like, I don't want that.
So the two Steves, so Steven, who's my friend outside of the stream, I got a CD officially purchased, and Iron Man and Captain America, that it was a CD of PDFs of all the Amazing Spider-Mans. They sold those before digital comics were a thing. So I gave all of that to Steven, and he's like, okay. And he's been reading every single issue in order. Now, Steve in the middle is a big Spider-Man guy. So I mean, this is interesting for the because I didn't like that either. Like I read way more Spider-Man comics than I had Iron Man comics at that time, and still now. Like Spider-Man was like one of my main collector. Like, got to get every issue of Spider-Man, Web of, Spectacular, all of it. And I've got all 3 copies of the Tom McFarlane. Everyone's got those, right? So, what did you think with Iron Man being inserted into the Tom Holland movie?
I cannot stand him being Iron Lad, essentially. Spidey, the spider suit being a Stark creation totally downplays how smart Spidey actually is. Parker's one of the smartest. And Steven, you brought up a good point. It's almost like, because, and this is my main problem, obviously you can't fix it or go back and change anything, but this is my main problem with the MCU. Tony's not Reed Richards.
Right.
That's a great point.
Reed Richards is the big brain of the MCU, or should be. So everybody falls in line after him. And the fact that they downplay how smart Spidey or Parker can be, even as a teenager,
right?
Reed used to be marveling at what Spidey could do, inventions, even talking to conversations. And so, Steven, you'd probably come across a couple of these in the Spidey run that you're on. I'm sorry that you're the Clone Saga. But,
oh, it's fine. You guys are so mean. You're so mean. It's fine. I love Ben Reilly. You guys are mean. Go away. I like Ben Reilly.
His interaction.
I'm getting my Ben Reilly hat and putting it on just to troll everybody.
There's nothing wrong with Ben, right? No. But his interactions with Reed are great. And even Johnny's like, I'm out of here. I can't.
Yeah.
You guys are talking too much. I'm out of here. And he and Parker are always at each other's throats, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I don't like the fact that, like, Spider-Man is an everyman. So having him in a Stark suit with the Stark AI, I can't even remember the name of it. I've just blocked it out on purpose. Talking to him through his movies. It's like Iron Man runs through too many of these threads, like extended into the MCU.
Yeah.
And Iron Man's great, but it takes away from even Banner. His brilliance is downplayed next to Tony's.
Yeah.
And now with Tony gone, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched any of them, him not being up against Reed is kind of unfortunate, because I don't know how Pedro Pascal is going to play Reed. But if they played him true to form, he would not take any. It would almost be like a Doctor Strange kind of interaction, because he wouldn't take any of Tony's crap. Tony would have to dial down some of that arrogance, because Reed would just outthink him.
Yeah. I can't imagine Pedro Pascal being like that.
I doubt it. 5 seconds before the stream started, we were talking about, my wife and I talking about Fantastic Four, and she's like, well, I was watching Iron Man 2 again right before the stream, and she was like saying, oh, but like, she's like, but Iron Man is the smartest, and this coincidentally just came up because Fantastic Four is in the news and all that. And I was like, no, I said, I was like, Reed Richards would be your super smart guy, because they keep saying, it's like, Thing was the coolest character because he had his own series, and he had the 2-in-1, and I love that series. Johnny is cool because he's just a flame, and just that he's just a cool character. And then Sue, it's like she didn't have a lot to do, and I've read the first 102. I read every Stan and Jack issue, 1 to 102, and the 6 annuals. If only a channel had covered all the original 100 issues of, mine did. So check out the playlist. So we went through them all, and Invisible Girl, they had to find ways to make her better, and they did, giving her the force fields and all of that stuff. And then somebody was saying, the Marvel Legends toys are now coming out for this movie, and they're like, oh, Invisible Girl or Invisible Woman. The Invisible Woman is the most powerful. I was like, she's not the most powerful. Reed is the most powerful. It's like, because he can make anything and destroy you. He can like make machines for alternate reality, make weapons. He can make any. He'll take this smartphone and turn it into like some super gadget, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
So Reed is clearly the smartest and the most powerful in that sense. Yeah, he's the weakest in terms of his like stretchiness isn't as good or whatever, but that's not all that he is. And then my wife's like, well, what about Tony Stark? I said, well, they've made Tony Stark the de facto smartest guy because that's what they started with. But Reed Richards is like way smarter.
Yeah.
And they've dumbed down I didn't even talk about Spider-Man. They've dumbed him down in the process by accident almost.
Yeah.
I don't think they meant to. They try to be like, oh, he's with Iron Man. And so you should like Spider-Man. You should like Spider-Man just as much as Iron Man. We'll put him with, it's like Hulk Hogan. We'll put this guy with Hulk Hogan. Yeah. You know, Macho Man doesn't need to be with Hulk Hogan to be popular, right? Yeah. Like Macho Man's already awesome. Yeah, maybe Hillbilly Jim needs to be put with Hogan so that they both get, he raises Hillbilly Jim or something. I always said that because I really like Hillbilly Jim.
Hillbilly Jim, man.
and when I was watching WrestleMania, whichever WrestleMania it was, he was on the screen and my wife got frightened. She's like, whoa, oh my gosh. She's like, who's that large, hairy man? So my I was like, listen, my wife is Indian. She's from India. It's like, you've definitely seen large hairy men. So anyways, but she got very scared by him. So now I always joke that Hillbilly Jim's her favorite wrestler. So anyway, so I'll send her random pictures like, oh, I found a cool picture of your favorite wrestler. It's like, oh, stop sending me this. But no, you put him with Hulk Hogan to, so give him the push, right? You put him over. We got to put him over, right? So it's like, why do you got to put Spider-Man over? Since when does Spider-Man need to? He's
the number one superhero in the world.
Like, yeah, Spider-Man is the best Marvel. Let's face it, he's the best Marvel character. He's on the Rushmore of superheroes. Like that's easy. Best designed superhero. It's basically Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. I don't know who the fourth person would. Maybe I don't know, Wonder Woman or maybe someone else.
It would have to be Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, sure. There's your 4 right there. It's done. See how easy that was. That was super.
Compare Iron Man's popularity in like 2005, let's say, to Spider-Man. Like right after 2, especially. Yeah. Like no, that absolutely not. It's not
even Spider-Man 3. Say what you want. Oh, I didn't like it. Okay, but it made tons of money, and people. I saw that in the theater. I saw all these in the theater. Spider-Man 3, people were pumped up. Like they were like, yeah, like they were cheering like, oh, like when Venom, I actually hot take, I like the look of that guy's Venom better than the look of the bigger. Hey, is that a hot take? Spider-Man people?
It's a spider icon.
What do you guys think? Do you think the is it Topher Grace? No, who's the
Topher Grace?
Topher Grace is Eddie,
Topher
right?
Grace might have been a worse Eddie Brock, but Venom himself, like the design and animated was great.
Yeah, I thought that he looked really neat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Iron Man's putting all these guys over there, but he didn't really put him over because Tom Holland, people are still kind of like on him or whatever. We'll see what this new one. His suit looks better at the end of.
Oh, I'm so worried about this one. They keep like there's a bunch
of. It'll suck. Your worries are over.
Yeah, I know, but it has so much potential. And then I hear like, oh, he might be going to Africa. It's like what? Like, what the hell does he swing on in Africa? Like, there's nothing there. I mean, I don't know. There's buildings and cities, of course, but like, it's like he needs to stay in New York. Why?
Who's he fighting? Who's he fighting in Africa? What's the villain?
I guess Craven? I don't know. That's the only guess I can take.
No, Craven's an animal activist.
Yeah, I don't know.
He fights for the rights of animals. That Craven movie was not ridiculous.
Yeah, I love Craven's second favorite villain. Weird.
That's my heart attack movie, so I didn't finish it. I got a heart attack halfway, so I never finished it. I'm still gonna buy it when it gets cheap on Blu-ray, and I'll finish it. Yes. But that guy looked good. He looked like a good Craven. Like he looked good, right? I was like, oh man,
he was fine.
And then it's like Rhino totally.
Oh, Rhino, yeah. That guy was Rhino. So, but like he's fighting for the animals and stuff. Like, wait a minute, is he fighting for the animals? Like, I thought doesn't he kill animals and wear their skins? Like, what is this movie?
He's the greatest hunter of them all, so I don't get it.
I don't. Who does he hunt? He hunts man. Oh, so he's a murderer.
Look, I'm fine. I'm cool with Craven in the fourth one. I mean, I mean, my dream one would be my dream Spider-Man 4 would be like Daredevil and Spider-Man like teaming up against like Kingpin. That's like that like just a small stakes like with Kingpin and like And
I want
maybe
Scorpion.
Black Cat. What?
I want Scorpion. They showed the guy
Scorpion as well. Yeah,
they showed the guy. I like that guy. He had a Scorpion tattoo. So obviously he wasn't Quina or something. It was clearly going to be Scorpion. So have Scorpion fight. And this would be a perfect time to do it. Scorpions eat spiders or whatever they said. So it's like the green armor costume. You could do the armory version, like the 90s cartoon style, where it's like more armory. Or there's one of the video games that there's a video game that they did where it looked pretty neat. Like
I know he was kind of in Homecoming, but I would like a proper Shocker, like just showing up. Obviously,
that guy was wasted.
He could. I don't think Shocker could hold up as like a main villain for a film, but like a side thing, like that'd be cool.
He's the guy he busts at the beginning of the movie is Shocker.
Yeah.
The James Bond opening, right?
Yeah.
He's completing a mission or something. So the Iron Man trilogy. Hold on a second. Iron Man trilogy. Are we saying is everyone saying part 1 is okay? So Steven, you're saying it's definitely in the top half, right? If we split it in half, and the rest of us, are we all saying Iron Man 1 would be in the top, definitely like top third for sure? I would think. And then you can go higher up from, because now we've got so many movies that, like, it says I've got 36 last count on my spreadsheet that I was trying to make. I tried to start making a list. Like for me, it's the 2 Captain America movies, part 1 and 2, and then basically all the Avengers movies. I like Doctor Strange 1 and I like Doctor Strange 2. Should I hide? I know everyone hates Doctor Strange 2. I really like Doctor Strange 2. It's a Sam Raimi movie with lots of crazy magic, and Bruce Campbell's punching himself in the face. That's great. And I like Iron Man 1. And then I also like Ant-Man 1. And I don't mind Thor Ragnarok. Visually, it's cool, even though Thor's a stupid goof in it. So that was the beginning of the end of that character. And I do like Guardians 1. And I also like Deadpool and Wolverine, even though I beat the crap out of it when I reviewed it. I only beat the crap out of it because it didn't, like, it's just them arguing all the time. And I'm like, okay, I just want to see them team up and fight, guys. Like, why are you being weird? Like, instead of having them fight each other like 3 times or whatever it was, remove one of those scenes and have them fight another guy. Like, have them fight Juggernaut or something. I don't know. But, okay, what about Iron Man 2? Would you put that in the bottom? So just to remind you, the bottom, what do we got? The bottom, let's say 12. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So like the bottoms for me are like Ant-Man the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Thor Love and Thunder, Quantumania, Black Widow, Brave New World, Shang-Chi, Wakanda Forever, Eternals. These are like my super bottom ones. So I don't think any of the Iron Mans are going into those territories. So I would say Iron Man 2 and 3 would be in the mid. Would they be the top half? I don't know if they'd be the top half, but they'd be pretty. I think they'd be higher mid. Steve, what do you think for both of them?
I would say 3 is probably mid, and then
2 is bottom third. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm not gonna fight it for any of these movies, so it's just whatever it is.
I'll probably like get a 2-piece and a biscuit thrown at me for this one, but I would watch Dark World before I watch Iron Man 2.
Wow, that's interesting.
Dark Worlds, those are all they're all in the middle. My problem with ranking these movies is I can easily do my top favorites because I've watched them a bunch of times. So and we always go. I make fun of my wife too because she'll be like, "Oh, I love the MCU movies." I'm like, you don't love them at all. It's like, you don't love them. And she's like, "Sure, I do." I said, "Okay," and then I name about 15. She's like, "Oh, I haven't seen any of those," or she's like, either didn't like any of those or didn't want to watch those. I'm like, right, so you don't like the MCU. I said, "Here's what you like: Captain America and Doctor Strange." So if they're not in the movie, you don't care. I was like, didn't watch any of the Iron Man. She likes Iron Man. Oh, I like Iron Man. Didn't see 2 or 3. Watched like 10 minutes. Like, I'm good. Iron Man 3 I watched it on my 4K with her there. She's like, I don't care. So I'm like, she only likes the 2 Captain America. No, even Civil War. She likes all of the Chris Evans ones. And then if Doctor Strange, the 2 Doctor Strange, that's her favorites. So she's like, I was like, you don't like anything. I was like, you don't like she hates the Guardians of the Galaxy. She hated part 1, despised it.
Oh, my mom loves
she doesn't like fun shooting space. It's like, she doesn't like Star Wars. She doesn't like it. She's like, I don't care. So we didn't even watch 2 and 3. Anyways, so for me, the top ones are easy. Those Captain Americas, the Avengers. And the bottom ones are easy. We know the bottom ones, the Thor 4s and the Eternals and all of those. I put Brave New World at the bottom because it's like it's not even a Captain America movie. And Sam Wilson, it should have just been a Falcon movie. It should have just been Falcon and Winter Soldier. It should have just been those two guys kicking the shit out of everybody.
It should have been those two.
Should have been. It's a Hulk movie, really. It should have been those two guys. Yeah. It should have been a Hulk movie, period. But then it should be, if they're going to do, they should do Falcon Winter Soldier, the TV show should have those two plus Battlestar and US Agent. You have 2 teams of 2 guys, and then you're playing out which team is better. Yeah. And, right? It's almost like a fatal 4-way or something but tag match. So it's like, they're going after Hydra or Baron Zemo, and they're like, it's like, oh shit, US Agent got someone, and then they kill Battlestar. I was like, you killed this guy. The Falcon and Winter Soldier is my worst TV show of all time, worse than She-Hulk. I can't stand it. It's like you kill Battlestar. I like that guy. He did die in the comics though, but who cares? It's comics. It's like he just and then all of a sudden Falcon is like a dumbass, and it's like, oh, we can't hurt this girl. Isn't she a teist? She's like killing people and destroying shit. She called your sister and said, "I'm going to murder your friggin' face." It's like, maybe we shouldn't hurt her. It's like she killed Battlestar in front of you. Like she's a piece of trash, murdering garbage person. Take her down. When US Agent was like, I'm taking her down. I was like, shit, yeah, you're taking her down. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, maybe we shouldn't take her down because I feel bad for her. For what? But anyways, I hate that character. I hated that character. Flag Smasher or whatever. What a waste. I have those Captain America comics I actually have. Anyways, so that's TV shows. But yeah, so Iron Man 3 would be mid-tier, and you're saying Iron Man 2 would be in the bottom.
For me.
Steven, what do you think?
Iron Man 2 is mid. Iron Man 3.
You could say bottom mid or top third. I don't know. Like
if it's in the mid, it's like right at the bottom of the mid. It's been helped a lot by so many crappy movies in Phase 4 and 5.
Oh, yeah.
Utter garbage dog shit movies where it's like, I thought this was bad. Oh my god. It's like, we all not to, like there is no defending Falcon and Winter Soldier. There's no defense. No. As soon as Flag Smasher starts killing people, there needed to be 500 people stomping her face, and that did not happen. So therefore, that is a failure as a TV show in general. But like the problem is that like the thing is that it's kind of like it's going to be funny, like the Indiana Jones movies. Everyone hated Crystal Skull, and they're like, nothing could be worse than Crystal Skull. And then Dial of Destiny came out, and you're like, I know that the bottom is even lower than I thought.
It's the same as the prequels with the sequels.
Yeah.
Although the prequels have a lot of dumbassery.
God, it's
like anything Hayden Christensen says or does is absolutely awful. Anything that comes out of his mouth is terrible. I love you. No, I love you. No, I love you. This is the dialogue.
At the very least, with the prequels, you could say it was from a passionate man. I don't know.
It was.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the passion didn't really translate to the screen.
The actors weren't passionate.
Like Natalie Portman looked like she'd been drugged and violated through that entire.
I am Queen Amidala. I want to go. Okay. Anyway, Star Wars. We'll get back to
So because phases 4 and 5 showed us just how bad the MCU could get, I can't really heap the dislike on Iron Man 3 that I did when it first came out. So I'm going to put it at the mid-tier, but at the bottom of the mid-tier.
Bottom of the mid-tier. All right. Classic Comics, where do you think all these go?
Iron Man 1, Iron Man 1 near the top. Iron Man 2 is kind of in the middle, and Iron Man 3 near the bottom.
All right. Skeptic.
Like in top 3 order.
No, you're saying 1 is in the top tier, right? Guaranteed. Yeah. So we'll do 3 tiers: middle tier, and the bottom tier. So where do you think Iron Man 2 is?
Well, I mean, it's just like 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. Like the first one.
Do you think it's still like you could still say 1, 2, and 3, but have 2 and 3 in the mid tier, right? Like
2 and 3 in the mid tier.
No, I'm saying that's a possibility.
No, I know. I'm thinking, honestly, I'd probably put both of them in mid because I enjoy both of them for different reasons, but they
Mhm.
still both upset me in some way.
I think okay, so we're looking at and we're gonna shut down in a bit. So we're looking at, when you're looking at these kinds of things, there's two frame of minds, right? There's is this a good movie, right? And then there is this a good movie for the character that you're adapting. So like it is like for me, Batman Begins is a good example. I think Batman Begins is a very good movie, and I think it's pretty damn good Batman. Like, he got his origin, he's fighting, that's coming up to 20 years, guys. That's insane. We're gonna do that on a Sunday. We'll do one of those, and we'll do like a Days of High Adventure Batman Begins. We'll do a thing on that. But yeah, so for me, that's a really good movie. Like, generic people should be like, oh, that was a really good movie, and it's a pretty good Batman. It's not a perfect Batman movie because Scarecrow's kind of underused, right? And like, there's no Lazarus pit and all. It kind of so it's not, there's some things that are removed, but it's still an awesome movie on its own terms, and it's still a pretty damn good Batman. Like, if someone said that's my favorite Batman movie, you're not going to throw up and be like,
Begins is good.
You're going to be like, that's a good movie.
I just can't believe that Rachel like freaking took down Scarecrow with a taser. That's just ridiculous.
Well, he was, I know, that's another stupid thing. But again, in that movie, Scarecrow is, but just to defend that for just a second, even though I can't really defend it, but the defense is that Scarecrow is not the main villain of that movie, and he's shown to be like, Crane is a bit scrawny and losery, right? Like, he's not. This isn't like my example that I gave for Pepper Potts and Killian or whatever. My example was if you're watching Spider-Man 1 and Green Goblin's there, and then Mary Jane kills him or something. You'd be like, what?
It's like if the lizard died in No Way Home. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't even remember if he died or not in that. No Way Home. The lizard. Oh yeah, the lizard.
He was in the movie.
He's in the movie. Yeah. So I'm saying a random character, like the guy's girlfriend, kills the villain. It's like, that's stupid. But Rachel didn't kill. She just tased Scarecrow, so it wasn't that bad. But anyways, I do think that The Dark Knight is an excellent movie, but I don't think it's a super great Batman movie, because Joker's kind of, I like Heath Ledger as whatever he was playing. Like, that character is a 10 out of 10 character, but is that character the Joker? Ish, in my opinion. I don't like Two-Face he gets killed. He becomes Two-Face and he's dead. I'm like, okay, that's weird. That's Two-Face is dead. Like, that's it for him. Like, they built him up and then he's done.
It's a cool movie, but it's just
it's a great movie for just watching a movie. Like, it's a damn good. Like, that's why people love it, because people are like, oh, it was awesome, right?
And then Rises is a dumpster fire.
Rises is. I didn't think it was that bad until the last bit, and then I was like, okay. But again, it's not Bane. It's not. It's like Talia's weird. Like, it's weird. But there's still good movies. Like, Christopher Nolan doesn't make bad movies. Like, I like Tenet. I know everyone hates Tenet.
Yeah,
that's great.
I thought it was annoying. I don't know.
Listen, that's a great movie.
I like Oppenheimer.
Everyone likes Oppenheimer.
I like Oppenheimer, but you know what? Again, I'm going to be the outlier here on the panel. I love Rises.
Yeah,
there's something about that movie where, because Nolan grounds everything in like super realism.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Lazarus Pit is the aura of Ra's al Ghul. You get Robin in a way, like you get all these Batman mythos.
Right.
That if you disconnect it from the comics, I get it in the world that he set up.
Yeah,
like him recovering from the breaking of the back and all that kind of stuff, and the last act is kind of wonky. But for me, Bane makes that movie.
His
awesome. Lines, his charisma, like, he's so quotable. He's probably the most quotable villain outside of like Darth Vader or something.
Sorry,
Classic. What'd you say?
Of course.
We literally said it at the same time.
Exactly. Exactly. I love Bane.
You know what, dude? I'll one up your take. I was saying Bane was the best villain of the whole trilogy. Even more than Heath Ledger, and I was like, I liked him. I thought this guy was awesome. I just don't like the very, 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 very end where it's like, oh, you know, she climbed out and it also like, that's weird. It's like, so again, as I said, the trilogy I have them all on 4K, upgrade them to 4K. They're awesome on 4K, by the way.
Yeah.
As films, all three are awesome. It's when you start saying, are they great Batman movies? Like, if I watch these movies, can I go back and read Batman comics? It's like, it won't be the same. Like, if you were watching the Batman 66 TV show and then you went and read the comics, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's the show. That's what I'm getting, right? I love Batman 66, as we all know. It's the best. That's not a debate. So it's awesome. But it's like, these weren't the Batman comics, really. It's like Christopher Nolan created his own little universe. But they're all three great movies. They're worth having on 4K. You should get those. But if you want to be a Batman nerd, like the Batcave's not that cool. It's like that the Batmobile's kind of a shitty. It's like a tank thing. That's weird.
Right.
So it's like all this kind of like things. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah. So out of the three, I think Batman Begins is the best Batman movie. You might not think it's the best of that trilogy, but I think if you just go by movie to representation, it's the best ratio. Versus, I think they got less ratioed. You know. Yeah. But watching in Dark Knight Rises, I was thinking, holy shit, like Bane is the fucking best, man. I was like, yeah, this guy's badass.
I will argue it's the most fun out of the three. The first one is the best comic book movie.
Yeah.
Movie. The second one is the best movie, because that could have been a cop movie. It could have been like almost like Winter Soldier is like a Bond film or a John Le Carre film.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to have Captain America. It's just a great film, great characters, great action. So I think Rises is in that. Which one? The second one with the Heath Ledger is the same. Where it's just technically a great film, and you can plug and play characters in and out of that.
I think I agree with that. Like, Batman Begins is the best Batman movie for comic book people to get into Batman. The second one is maybe the best film because of the way it's just the structure and everything. And Heath Ledger is awesome. And then Rises is kind of fun for just like, okay, you know, F it, let's just have some fun with this movie. Or that's a good. I got to rewatch. I haven't rewatched I rewatched the other two 4K, but I haven't watched Rises on 4K. So I was waiting to get the 4K to watch Rises and give it a good proper watch. Because sometimes, you know, you watch stuff and I'll throw it on or whatever. But like for these movies for Iron Man, I sat down and said, let me watch these and think about what I'm watching, not just, you know, watch them on this. Like, you know, I'll just have them on the screen and I'll read comics while it's on. Like, that's not watching. Like, actually turn your phone off and pay attention. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead, Steve. We're gonna wrap up in a minute. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, awesome.
Hold on, Skeptic.
The three movies are awesome because Nolan's an awesome filmmaker, but also because he sticks to themes. The first one, the second one is chaos, and the third one is redemption.
Right.
He sticks to those themes. He never deviates from them, and he drives them through. And if you look at it, he picks one character. So Scarecrow in the first one, Joker in the second one, and I would say Bane in the third one. And he drives through the themes through those three characters, and he makes them the key point of the movie.
Good point.
Good point.
Yeah.
To end it off with Iron Man, what is everyone's favorite suit, comics or movies?
Well, I like. Go ahead. You guys can talk. I'll get mine.
My favorite one. It's during the Bob Layton run. It was an all black stealth suit.
Let me see.
I
don't know if you remember that one, classic, but it was on a cover. It was like, when I saw that cover as a kid, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And his modern suits are great, but I still like the classic one.
Are you talking about like I'm seeing a blue, like you know, it's black, but it has like blue shading and stuff. You're talking about, it has like red eyes.
There it is. There it is.
Oh,
you just had it. No, go back to the first screen. Second, there it is, 152.
Yeah,
but it's not. This is a redone version of it. I don't think.
Yeah, that's not the original one.
The original one, it was like, wow.
All right, we'll find. Steve,
put in Iron Man stealth armor. Try that.
Yeah,
Iron Man stealth. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Oh, this one. Yeah, this would be what it would be.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that is cool. All right. Who's under? I've lost my. Okay, so Steve. So Steven, you're next. What suit do you like?
The Silver Centurion one.
Yeah. Basically, the skeptics.
Yeah,
Avatar,
Skeptic's
right?
one. Like I was preferred the silver color to the gold. To be honest with you, I thought it was cooler and sleeker, and I just always thought, and I always loved the Silver Centurion, like the name itself. I always thought that.
That's yeah.
So cool. I like in the movie that it has like little stabby things.
Yep.
All right, Skeptic. So you're saying Silver Centurion as well as your Avatar?
Yeah, for sure. Silver Centurion.
Classic.
Just the classic Golden Avenger armor.
Respect.
No,
Yeah.
it'd be Mark 3 maybe. No, it's not well, actually it would be Secret Wars, right?
Are you talking about in the comics?
I'm talking
Yeah.
like you're talking about like this arm, like I mean actually it's Rhodey wearing this now, right?
Yeah.
In Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But you're talking about just the normal Iron Man, like what I would consider the normal Iron Man comic, like I don't know.
Yeah.
This is it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The one with the roller skates.
The one with the roller skates, yeah. I think that. So my favorite. Okay, I think the best is that one. Actually, I've got a Funko. I know everyone hates Funko Pops, but you know what? What are you going to do? It's what I have right at my hand. This one.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
Yeah.
Like this is the one. That's the real Iron And then I also happen to like you like the old Hornet. So that's the first ever red and so the one that's this side.
Yeah,
right?
underneath the Hulk.
Like that guy's profile pic kind of looks like an old man Henry Cavill. I'm sorry if that's your face. You look great.
That's D Bud, yeah. So you're Henry Cavill? Oh my god! I don't think that's a bad
be an insult.
comparison. So, all right, folks, that's it. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to the panel, guys. All of their links are up there. Steve Middle, what do you got going on your channel? Anything?
I'm going to be having Michael Schwartz, who is kickstarting the graphic novel for Armored that he does, I think, through Clover Press. He's going to be on Wednesday, and then we're in the middle of convention season, so we have Atrium all 5 issues out, and we're going to be at TCAF on the weekend.
Oh, awesome! Yes, I've been to TCAF. It's super awesome. I met Junji Ito at TCAF.
Never been.
Oh,
really?
It's super chill. Yeah. Do you know who Junji Ito is? First ever appearance from Japan. We lined up. He was there for 2 days. First 100 people only. My wife loves it. She's read everything he's ever done. Okay. He only speaks Japanese. His interpreter was there. We were there 5 hours early. Psst, forget it. It was like, no way. I was like, okay, no problem. We were there, I think 9 hours early, and I was number 60 and she was 61. So we got in, and he wrote your name in Japanese kanji and he drew you a picture, and you talked him through the interpreter for like a good 5-6 minutes. They took pictures of the whole thing. It's unbelievable. Guys were coming down and trying to buy my bracelet. They're like, I will. I said, buddy, you got $5,000 in your pocket? Because it's not going anywhere other than that. Anyway, so TCAF is great. Armored, I know Armored. The guy who does it was at the library whenever that festival was, and that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool story. That
looked really good. So that's awesome. Steven, you're working on your book. What's out right now? Your Demons and Wizards and Demons is out?
Demons is out right now. Working on my World War II book, which I renamed. It was Broken Cross. Writing it, I decided to rebrand it as Inherent Evil.
Cool.
I think it's a better name. Other than that, still writing on the movie Elite. I just reviewed and thoroughly trashed the horror movie Rosario. So if you enjoyed reading that sort of thing, check it out.
Yeah. Classic. What have you got going on?
Well, tomorrow evening I'll be doing my Trek Talk live stream, and I'll be taking a look at the original Star Trek episode Mirror Mirror.
Oh my god!
Oh, yes.
Bobby's favorite, top one. That's his top one favorite.
And later in the week, I'm going to try and have my next video out: top DC villains for Captain America.
Nice.
Oh my!
Awesome.
Right. Skeptic, you don't do anything, but
No,
it's so good. That's fine. So you can follow Skeptic, and he'll do nothing. He won't post anything, and it's
I post things. It's just garbage. It's not. It has nothing to do with comics.
So it's all Twitter stuff, right?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. So tomorrow I'm on Wrestling with Horror talking about Terror Train starring Jamie Lee Curtis and really starring David Copperfield. It became a David Copperfield sizzle reel. It's like he does like 7 tricks, and I was like, okay, like this is interesting, but this is a slasher movie, right? Are we going to get back to like I couldn't believe how many tricks the guy did in that movie. I thought it was cute. It'll be David Copperfield doing I hadn't seen it. It's an 80s slasher I never saw as Jamie Lee Curtis, so it's a fail on me that I haven't seen that. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to be on the Action Elite talking about Remo Williams, the Destroyer. And then Thursday's nothing. Friday, we're back here, 7 p.m. Eastern, talking about Star Wars, 3 new comic strips from Star Wars. We're going to eventually get to the Marvel comic, but we got to go through the strips first because I always start at the very beginning. So that's it. Thank you to the chat. Thanks for everybody for being here. Thanks to the panel. Make sure you guys are subscribed to everybody. That is it. All right, guys. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.